Yo, yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flesh and Blood stream. Today, we're going to be talking about US Nats. We're going to recap. We're going to have a little bit of story time. I'm going to tell you about my weekend. And then after that, we're going to be playing some Oscilio games. So for anybody who does not know, Singapore is 4 weeks away. I just got back from a tournament, and we got Singapore in like 4/5 weeks-ish, sometime in that. So we got to get ready for Singapore. I have no idea what I'm going to play. Probably not going to be Syndra. But we're going to talk about that too. Let's say hi to everybody. Yo, Dave, Michael, Rose, and Board Game Rev. What is up, everybody? Guys, by the way, if I got to meet you all in Vegas, it was awesome to meet you guys. I enjoyed hanging out with everybody, and getting to see people I haven't seen in a while. So it was a really good trip. I had a lot of fun. Admittedly, I'm disappointed with my performance at Nationals. I was hoping to do better than 96th, although 96th is a little poetic, all things considered. When I learned that I was 96th on Saturday afternoon, somebody said, and it was Nathaniel, for all of you who don't know, he said, you should have been Aggroblaze 1. And like, I mean, 1, it was hilarious, but 2, I was like, damn, bro, that's absolutely savage. But no, I mean, it was a great weekend. Carly and I got to hang out in Vegas. I got to catch up with a lot of people I don't get to see very often. So it was a really good trip. I'm a little disappointed with my play. I think part of that was a little bit of mental fatigue as the weekend went on, if I'm being honest. And part of that was the fact that maybe like I was on a few too many 1-cost cards in my Syndra deck, and I think it kind of come back to bite me a little bit. So I don't know. You know, it is what it is. We're past it now. I will tell you guys, I was 23rd in the world in ELO coming into this event, and I am now ranked 153. Now, to be fair, being the 153rd best, like, you know, rated best Flesh and Blood player in the world is not a bad thing, but still, would have liked to have done a little bit better, you know? Would have liked to have done just a little bit better and kept the ELO up, dude. Hey, Sarant, thank you for that sub on YouTube. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. Guys, if you're new to the channel, you're here for the first time, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new, and they are, what's your name, what got you into Flesh and Blood, and what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves in the chat. I would love to get to know you guys. I did not get a chance to eat a hot dog while I was in Vegas. I did not pursue that as much as I wish I would have. But I will tell you that Trent had a chance to eat a pretty cool hot dog. I've got a picture of it. We're going to turn into an emote this week, so be on the lookout for that, everybody. It was destined to be. Hey, Electrum, what's up, dude? Andrew, how are you? Matt, Mike, Kevin, Dust, what's going on, guys? Any changes you'd immediately make to Syndra now? I'd probably go down to like 6 blues, and I'd probably cut Spreading Flames, if I'm being honest. And I'd probably like lean into more 0-for-4 style stuff is probably what I'd do. I'd probably lean into like a more aggressive build of the deck, and aim for less consistency, because I think if you're going to do well with Syndra, you have to be prepared to just spike a tournament one day. And I think that's kind of like the hard truth that I learned about this past weekend. Is kind of where I'm at. Hey, what's up, Tom? Dot, what's up, dude? Syndra was maybe a rough deck to play as well. Yeah, so for anybody who's curious, tomorrow, my video tomorrow is actually going to be about US Nats meta, and we're going to break down CC. What did well, what did poor. We're going to break down everything. So it might be, I don't think it's going to be too long of a video, but it's going to, like, tomorrow's video is to really break down US Nationals and the CC metagame and kind of go from there with how my experience can help you for your Nationals over the next few coming weeks here. I think I would cut Spreading Flames. Yeah, Kevin, I think I would. What's up, Annabelle? Would you have picked another deck? So if I'd went back in time and I had another month to prepare, would I have picked another deck? Honestly, probably not. I don't think so. Despite Syndra's very, very poor conversion rate this past weekend, I don't think Syndra was as badly positioned this past weekend as everybody thought. Now, I did talk to a couple of people who said that like their team was just strictly staying off of Syndra. Like they weren't going to be playing Syndra, which I thought was pretty interesting. But I don't think I would have picked a different deck. Honestly, if you want the truth, I think I should have cashed this weekend. I think I should have finished in the top 32, but I went 1-3 in CC on day 2, and we're going to talk about this a little later. And I really think that I had some bad luck off of too many 1-cost cards in my deck. And I really think that there was some mental fatigue there for me that I'm just not really. I don't know. Like, I think I just, if I'm just going to be brutally honest, I think I just played really badly on Saturday. Like, we're going to talk about the whole thing. So we're going to talk about the whole thing. Yo, Yudo, what's up, dude? You were one of the highest rated Syndras. Yes, I was the third Syndra. There were 8 Syndras that made day 2, and I was ranked number 3. There was one that finished 16th, one that finished 50 or 60 something, and then me. And then the rest of them were like past 100. I was on Syndra, Paul. I think the conversion rate is a little bit inaccurate because some players may have failed to make day 2 top 8 because of draft. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hey, Dallas, what's up, man? It was nice meeting you too. Matt, I saw that earlier. It was nice meeting you too, man. Much love, man. Go get him in the PT. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's talk about my weekend. So round 1, I paired into Prism. Prism is, in my opinion, a historically bad matchup for Syndra. I have had some practice into Prism. I have had some like reps going into it, and I felt pretty comfortable playing into the matchup. My opponent won the die roll and chose to go second, which I think is correct. My opponent, Jamie, played very well. She was super nice, and like we chatted about the game afterwards. There was a point in the game where I actually made a mistake. I should have attacked her Herald or her Angel of Erudition with my Blaze Headlong to end the combat chain instead of just attacking her and her other Angel Soaked. It only cost me 4 points of damage because we were talking about it, and her hand was going to be 1 for 6 with Go again, which would have taken 2 cards out of my hand regardless. But it definitely put me in a situation where I was, excuse me, I was like, it's 4 points that it just cost me over the course of the game. Now, she was at 10 when the game ended, so I don't think it would have won me the game. I think I would have lost anyway, but I did make a small mistake, so I think there's something to talk about there. So I lost to Prism round 1. Round 2, I had the honor, nay, the privilege of playing against Mr. Taylor Crawford himself. Taylor was on Gravy Bones, like a lot of people this past weekend, which was a little surprising to me, and I found this out Thursday evening. But Taylor was on Gravy Bones, and honestly, the game was pretty landslidey. Like at one point, it was like 37-14 or something like that. Like I was pretty far ahead. I played a little bit of a more patient game against Taylor. Like I blocked out some of the bigger attacks, just kind of kept the board clear, used Mask of Momentum efficiently, and I was just able to whittle him down over time. So it was a pretty interesting game. But yeah, it was just like one of those games where I think Gravy has a pretty rough matchup into Syndra. I don't think it's as bad as everyone thinks it is, but I do think it's pretty bad. And I was able to just get pretty lucky on a pairing there, actually, and just, just kind of run away with the game there. So I was able to beat Taylor round 2, making me 1-1 for the weekend. And then, excuse me. Oh, let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss. Hey, Ben, what's up, dude? Saran, I learned about Fab through Majin Bay. I used to play Legends of Runeterra, and he always recommended it, so I tried it. Hot dogs with minced bacon, fried grated potatoes, and Lanero cheese. I've never heard of Lanero cheese. That's pretty interesting. That's a cool one. Well, dude, Saran, welcome to the channel. Thanks for being here, and thanks for playing Flesh and Blood, man. We're happy to have you, brother. All right, so I'm 1-1. Round 3, I played against a Vincent, which is actually a pretty bad matchup for me, but I will say that being on the blue version of the deck allows me to play AV1 and Tide Flippers in that matchup, which was really, really valuable. I ended the game at 5, but I ended up winning. The big note here on my scorecard is that my opponent didn't play any copies of Succumb to Temptation, and they played 0 copies of Succumb to Temptation and 0 copies of Cole during our game, which is crazy. So it's a really big note to mention there that I think that had a big part in why I won this round. I did beat Vincent in round 3. It's also worth mentioning that I wasn't really thinking about this going into the event, but if you have the Claw of Vincerikai, the new Spell Void Dagger, you should just be playing that into Vincent and into Florian. It is Valiant Dynamos. Somebody explained this to me on Thursday evening when we were chatting. We were just chatting and bullshitting around the table. And it was actually T Tabo. If anybody doesn't know T, he's pretty awesome. I like T. But if you play the new dagger, into Florian and into Vincent, or like really into any matchup where there's like rune chance, you're able to just use Valiant Dynamo every turn. And I did not realize this going into the tournament, but it was really, really powerful. It was really cool. I think the Claw of Vincerikai against the Vincent gave me about 7 life over the course of the game. It was like 7 or 8 life it gave me over the course of the game. And the best part about it is that you're able to just get rid of it on their turn to block a rune chant. On your turn, play out your hand and then get both daggers back. It's just crazy. It's really, really powerful. So I was very impressed with that. The new dagger really shined against Vincent. Round 4, I played against Azalea. I played against 2 Azaleas this weekend. So it was my first Azalea this weekend. They were on the New Horizon. They were not on Death Dealer New Horizon. They were on Sandscour Greatbow New Horizon, which was a pretty interesting list. And my opponent started out pretty hot. They hit me with a red in the ledger pretty early, which really slowed me down. I was able to go second. My opponent was not able to like really do really threaten any like crazy stuff on turn 0. Excuse me. But my opponent was like I was able to go second and able to get pretty far ahead because their turn 0 was a little lackluster. So I was able to get out to an early game lead. And then there was a turn late in the game where my opponent came in with an infecting shot for 8. Now, they have 1 card in hand, I'm at 3, and they have played 0 copies of Rain Razors this game. So we're in this really, really interesting spot where I'm like, man, I also keep in mind I do not have a blue in my hand. So my hand is like red, double defense reaction. And so I'm thinking, okay, if I play both my defense reactions, one of them was from Arsenal, but if I play both of my defense reactions here and there's a Rain Razors, I am able to, they were both from hand. That was the problem with me paying. I'm not able to pay for the pox if there's a Rain Razors here and I block exactly 8. And I decided that I don't think I could win the game regardless if I was going to give up like 3 cards there. So I think I had to go for it. And the double defense reaction actually really put me in a good spot. I was able to block out very cleanly, and then I was able to strip 3 cards out of my opponent's hand. And then from there, they were just forced to Arsenal and pass. And I was able to win the game from there. It was a really, really good position for me to be in. Even ended up beating Azalea there. Warmongers was also very, very good on the turn that it came up. It came up on a very key turn for me. They just ended up throwing an arrow at me for 9. And it was something like a frailty arrow, or maybe it was an inertia arrow. I can't remember which one, but it wasn't anything that was like crazy impactful. So it was just like, it was a little, I don't know, like it was fine. Like it was the best play they had. And I understand why my opponent did it, but it worked out really well for me. So Warmongers was really powerful there. Moving on, in the last round of CC for the day, I played against a Arachne Marionette. So Arachne Marionette was a super interesting game. I have it wrote down here and I can show this to you guys. I was down at one point, let's see, 34-17. I was down 17 points at one point in the game, and I ended up winning the game. It was one of the weirdest games in the entire world. My opponent's start absolutely dominated from the very beginning. My opponent was Jody. He was super cool. I've ran into him at events before. It was just one of those games where like it just like everything was going his way, and I was like, man, I'm going to be 3-2 going in the draft. This really sucks. And then after a while, I was actually able to pull it together and really start playing like better and like really pull the game together. Now, Jody and I ended up talking after the game, and he would have won if he had blocked a little bit more, we think, but it makes the game very interesting. The turn that he lost the game, I was at 2. He had a Kiss of Death, or no, I was at 8. I don't know. I can't remember. I think I think I was at 2. He had Kiss of Death and Tarantula Toxin in hand. He was at 2, and I was coming in for 6, and I was going to flick my dagger at him. So he was going to 1 and couldn't take any damage. So the fact that like we were in this situation meant that he had to block 2 cards or 3 blocks. So he has Kiss of Death, Tarantula Toxin, Orb Weaver Spinneret, and the Schism of Chaos. So he is forced to block Kiss of Death and the he's forced to block Kiss of Death and the Tarantula Toxin, and it actually works out to where he pitches the Schism to do something. And when he pitches the Schism of Chaos to try and like make something happen, I hit Art of the Dragonfire off top. So when he comes in with a dagger for 4, I just ended up like blocking with Mask and 2 cards from hand to make sure that I wasn't gonna die. Yo, Sam, let's go with 16 months of Prime support. You have so much more energy than me after this weekend. Sam, that's hilarious, brother. I appreciate the 16 months of support, man. I really appreciate it, Sam. Sam had a pretty good weekend too. I know Sam was above me on the leaderboard. I am just on one. Spell Void Dagger dust. Hey, let's go, Sean! Exclamation point Codex in the chat. I have it with me. This is my Codex journal right here. For anybody who does not know, I'm literally just reading out my games from the log this weekend. So this is a great way to keep track of your games. I will be using this. I think I will finish off my journal in Singapore. I think that's where we're at. I'm close to the end of my journal here. I've had it for like quite a while now. So I'm getting close to the end here where we're gonna need to buy another one. Hey, what's up, Himmel? Codex Journal's awesome, dude. It's pretty cool. So anyway, it ended up costing my opponent the game, Jody the game, that he drew into the Schism, because it allowed me to play the Art of the Dragonfire with a fealty token on my turn to win the game. So after a really weird start, I was 4-1 going into draft. Being 4-1 going in the draft, where can I get one was the question? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you use exclamation point Codex, it takes you to their website. There's a link that takes you to the website. You can buy one there. Don't forget, code AgriBlaze96 to save 10% at checkout, as I shamelessly plug my promo code. But yeah, exclamation point Codex, and it'll give you the link. It'll send you the link to be able to find that. You can just click on the link and it'll take you right to it. All right, so going in the draft, I'm 4-1, and in my head, my goal at every event is to day 2. That is my day 1 goal, is to make day 2. But I have what I like to call my day 1 goal, and I have what I call my stretch goal. So day 1 goal was to make day 2. The stretch goal for day 1 was to, hey, let's go. Jackalope. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate it. I apologize. I know I'm butchering your name right now. So going into the draft, I'm thinking, okay, I need 1 win to make it to day 2. But what I would like to do, my stretch goal, is to go X1 in limited and to go X1 in draft. Like that, or I'm sorry, X1 in draft and X1 in CC. That's my goal at all these big multiple day tournaments. That's always what I'm thinking. All right, so I ended up drafting Puffin. I was one of 2 Puffins in my pod. I had 4 Goldwing Turbines. I had 2 Cogworks Zeppelins. I had 2 Red Cloud Skiffs, and I had a Red Cloud, the 0 for 4. I had 2 of the 1 for 5s where you use Cogs for +1 or go again, and 1 of the 0 for 4s. And then I had a couple 3 for 7s, but no block cards. So I was in this really interesting spot where I felt really good about my draft deck. I was like, okay, this is like kind of a mid draft deck, but I'm like, if we play well, this is like a pretty good 2-1 deck here. Round 1, I played against the guy who 3-0'd our pod. His name was Chase. I think he went 3-0 in our pod. I ended up losing. So we had this really, really aggressive back and forth game where there was just a lot of aggression on both sides. We were getting very, very aggressive, just taking a lot of life to really try and wear the other down. And we were throwing these 15-point turns back at each other, over the first 2 turns of the game, really trying to just get in the driver's seat. And so this ends up happening and I fall down to 4. Now, the idea behind me falling down to 4 is that if I give a 3 block and a card, if I give a 3 block and my 1 piece of equipment that blocks for 1 that is left, I can cover up one of the boats for 7 overpower. So I'm thinking, okay, I am going to be in a really good spot to play around overpower here. Well, my opponent ended up cracking 3 golds to be able to load one of the 2 for 4 arrows one of the 2-for-4 harpoons, activate cannon and attack for 8 overpower, which was exact lethal. So it was really, really unfortunate that I was in that spot. I was even trying to play around overpower, and I just died to the harpoon, which felt really bad. So I ended up losing my first game of draft. So at this point, I'm X-2, and I'm 0-1 in the draft. Round 2 of draft, I got to play against the Teclo Foundry, which was pretty cool. So the Teclo Foundry Marco, I had never had a chance to meet him, but it was really cool to play against him. He was really chill. We were able to sit and chat after the game. He's a really cool guy. So if you guys don't know who that is, you guys should check him out on YouTube. The Teclo Foundry, just like it sounds. You guys should check him out. He's really cool. He makes cool content. He does a lot of like deck techs and stuff like that. But so we played, he was playing Marlin. We played this, again, another really interesting game. And there was a lot of back and forth where I was like winning the fatigue battle. I thought I had the game won, and I made the mistake of going to 3 and having no equipment. So I died to a Goldfin harpoon with overpower. Like, literally just made a mistake. I should have blocked with an extra card, stayed at 4 or 5, and then I would have been in a prime situation to be able to close the game out. There was also a turn where I did not remember my opponent's pitch stack, and I did not think I could kill him. But I actually had a way to win the game because I had exactly enough gold to draw 3 cards, which would have left me with some, like, with blues in hand. Like, we were at that point in the game where it was just blue. Like, I knew my stack. And so I had blues, and I had an overpower boat with my opponent being at 2. So I should have just went for it, but in my head, they had the yellow block card in their hand, and it turns out it wasn't in their hand. It was still in their deck, and it turns out it was a blue. So I completely miscalculated my opponent's pitch stack, and because of that, it cost me the game. And I should have just went for the win. It would have been way better for me, and I would have win. So anyway, it was just, I don't know. It was just one of those things, like, I just, again, like a very, very silly mistake just cost me a game that I should have won, that I was in a prime position to win. The first one I don't feel as bad about, but the second one kind of feels bad. And then in the last round of draft, I got the bye. One of the people in our pod was X-2 coming into the pod, and so they went 0-2 and they dropped. Did not have to play the last game. I guess they were trying to salvage Elo, and it gave me the bye. So I literally got a bye to be able to play in day 2. I have, most of the time when I go to competitive tournaments, I don't like the bye. I don't want the bye. I don't enjoy it. But let me tell you, I was so happy to have it. I was so happy to have the bye. I was so happy to have the bye. Before we talk about day 2, somebody asked me a few minutes ago in the chat, did I regret not playing Oscilio at the tournament? No. I wasn't prepared. I didn't have enough games in. Cinder was the better pick for me, and I think my CC record day 1 showed that for me. I was not ready to play Oscilio yet. But anyway. Okay, going into day 2, I'm X-3. In my head, I'm going, okay, if I sweep today, I might be able to sneak in the top 8 or finish like 9th or 10th. But before the tournament started, I stopped and I took a breath and I said, I don't need to be thinking about how the rest of the day is going to go. I need to play one game at a time, and we're just going to try and pull it together. So we ended up drafting. I ended up drafting Gravy Bones. This deck was really good. I think this could have been a 3-0 deck, but my opponent round 2, like, we played a really, really good game, and they just squeaked it out. So round 1, I played against a Puffin. I was able to go first. They picked to go second. And I was able to establish just a couple of big allies pretty early. And I was just like, it was just super aggression from the start. I was in a really good spot. I was playing a lot of offense. It felt really, really clean. And I was just pretty much in the driver's seat the entire game. My opponent, like, cleared a couple of allies, but really never had a chance to recover. So this one was like just a good game for me. It just worked out pretty well. All right. Round 2, I played the Gravy Mirror. There was 3 gravies in the pod, but the other one, the third gravy, was sitting right next to me. So I don't think they should have been on gravy, but it's just kind of how it worked out. So the guy that I played, his name was Zach, actually. He's on Righteous Gaming. I can't remember his last name, but Zach's pretty cool. Him and I have played at a few ProQuests and RTNs before. He's a super nice guy. And we played this wildly close game where I was super far ahead in the beginning and I just could not close the game out. And there was a point at the end of the game where if I'd had one more life, I could have closed the game out with overpower, but I didn't have it. It was not there. Just was not there. So it was very unfortunate. I probably left 1 point of life on the table somewhere that I could have found a different time to look for it, but it's just one of those situations where we played a great game. One more life would have won me the game, and my opponent played very, very clean. So round 3, I played against Tim. Tim is actually a Roanoke local, I think. I don't know if it's Roanoke, but Tim is like from the area. So Tim and I play at like a lot of the Virginia ProQuests and RTAs and stuff like that. Tim's really cool. I like Tim a lot. We played a pretty good game. There was a lot of like mid-rangey, like we were just like throwing boats at each other back and forth. Like there was a lot of like 3-card 7s and 3-card 9s. We were just throwing back and forth. And so it was a really interesting game. But I ended up closing the game out. There was a turn where Tim kind of took the turn off to try and set up like a bigger aggressive hand to, I think, try and really close the game out. And when he did, my hand was draw a card, and then it was sloop. It was yellow sloop, yellow banana boat for 5 go again, into something else with go again, and I closed it off with like a 3 for 7 or 3 for 6 or something like that. So my turn was wild. It took all the tempo in the game. It put me in the driver's seat, and I was able to close out this draft 2-1, which felt pretty good. So at this point, I'm going into draft X and 4, thinking, okay, like we have a loss to give, and I can probably still make some cash here. Maybe top 32 if things go really well and I sweep. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Round 1, I played against Liam, who is playing Vincent, and I have to say, I got juiced, man. Like, he drew well. I feel like I did not play that well. I missed a couple of just like pretty obvious things that game. And this is where I really think the mental fatigue started to kick in, and like maybe like just my lack of comfort in what was happening did not really pan out that well for me. But my opponent was playing Reduced to Rune Chant. They were on Haunting Rendition. 2 times during the game, I went to use Flick Knives to gain a resource off my chest so that I could throw like a 1 for 5 or a 1 for 4. And the Haunting Rendition shut it down twice. So it was really, really unfortunate that like multiple times I went for it in like our 7 or 8 turn game, and I just could not get going. I could not get anything going the way I needed to. It was very unfortunate. My opponent ended the game at 22. So like, if you're ever wondering how bad I got shellacked that round, it was pretty rough. Like, I got absolutely steamrolled. It was just unfortunate. It was just an unfortunate round. So now I'm X5, X5, and I'm thinking, okay, like if we sweep, we can pull it together here and do pretty well. I played against my second Azalea of the tournament. I was forced to go first. My opponent chose to go second, which, for what it's worth, like Josh picked to go second, and I think that's correct. I think you're supposed to go second, but it was just one of those games where like Josh hit me with 1 red in the ledger all game, and everything else he hit me with was like infecting shots or like a remorseless 1 turn where I did take a bunch of life. I did like remorseless was like a 1 for 9 or 10 that turn, but it just didn't matter because I was so far ahead that I was just in the driver's seat the whole game. Defense reactions lined up really well. I had a Warmonger's Diplomacy that absolutely like did a lot of really good stuff. But the thing that I think really swung the game in my favor, this is going to sound really weird, is that on turn 0, I had 3 defense reactions in my hand going first. My hand was Sink, Shelter, Shelter to start the game, and I was like, Jesus, this sucks. So I went Arsenal, Pass. Well, my opponent played 3 pumps and passed because they had nothing to do. So we both had nothing to do, but I was able to set up with a good hand and like make the whole thing work. So I went pitch a defense reaction into like do something else and do some stuff, and then I kept the defense reaction in Arsenal, and it lined up really well for me because I was basically the first person to get to play a 5-card hand that game. So it was really weird how the whole thing worked out, but it really worked out in my favor in that sense. So I was able to beat Azalea in round, whatever round this is at this point, round 13, I guess. So there's 2 rounds left. Round 14, I played against Arachne Marionette, my second one of the tournament. Our game was actually really good. I played against Koi Doan, I think is how you say his name, from the AGE circuit over on the West Coast. And we played this really, really good game. There was a ton of back and forth. The game was really up in the air for a long point. Like, I did not know who was going to win the game. There was a lot of back and forth and just a lot of really good plays on both sides of the table where I felt like we were just like really pushing each other in like a good direction. We get to the end of the game and my opponent's at 5 and I'm at 9. My opponent has 1 resource floating and they throw Bonds of Agony at me. They throw the dagger at me, which I block with a card. They like throw the last marked dagger at me, which I block with a card. And then they threw Bonds of Agony at me with Flick Knives as their only piece of equipment and 2 cards in hand. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, like it's just a nick and something, right? Like in my head, that's what I'm thinking. And so I go block with 2 Spreading Flames. I had 2, like my hand from the beginning was like 2 0-for-3s and 2 Spreading Flames. Like none of them were blue. I didn't have a way to make anything work. My hand was really, really awkward. And this hand is actually like one of the most, like, there was multiple times on Saturday in 4 rounds where I had 2 or more Spreading Flames in my hand at one time. And like, Spreading Flames just feels so bad when you don't have a blue. I would have multiple Spreading Flames and no blues. And it's just so awkward. Like, I just could not make anything happen with a hand like that. And there was even like one point day 1 where I had all reds and I still managed to make Spreading Flame work because of the chest. I did have to utilize the chest twice to be able to get a lot of value out of it. But I don't know, like, I'm convinced Spreading Flames, like, if you just don't, like, there's just multiple times when I arsenal it and 3 turns will go by and I won't see a freaking blue. And I'm just like, so I don't know. But anyway, he played the Bonds. Turns out my opponent had nothing. So I throw Oath of Loyalty at them and flick a dagger, put Koi down 2-3. And then from there, after they blocked with a card and they fall down to 3, they are then able to play the Bonds, except now they have Tarantula Toxin and Just a Nick. So it was for realsies this time, which means I got absolutely crushed that turn. So Koi played very well. He bluffed when he had to bluff because he did not have the reactions the first turn he threw it at me, just to clarify. So he bluffed when he needed to bluff, and I just blocked. And maybe there's a world where I'm supposed to call his bluff and just say, you know what? Oh, well. But I don't know. I blocked thinking I was supposed to block. And then the last round of the tournament, this is the first time I played against Florian the entire tournament. Like, literally the entire tournament, I've not played against Florian. This is the very first time I played against Florian all tournament. So that was pretty interesting. But I think at this point, like, I knew I was out of cash. Like, the game didn't really matter. We were just playing for placement. Like, there was no cash on the line. And so I think, honestly, I think I was pretty checked out. Like, I think I was tired. I was ready to be done with cards for the weekend. And I was just kind of mentally checked out, if I'm being honest. And so I think I just played really poorly. Pierre, who, if you guys don't know Pierre, he won Battle Hardened playing Kasai like last year, I think sometime. Pierre's really cool. He's a super chill guy. I love Pierre. He used to be a local. He lives up in the up north now. But he's really cool. I love Pierre. He's awesome. But yeah, like, Pierre rolled me. I think I was mentally checked out. I think I don't know. Like, I think I was checked out and I was just playing pretty badly. I missed a couple things that I can see from that game. But yeah, Pierre was at 17 when the game ended. I don't know. Like, I played Mask of Momentum in the matchup, but I think if I was to continue to test Syndra for a big event, I would probably start playing Mask of the Pouncing Lynx in that matchup to see if it's good at all. I don't know how it works or if it's even better than Mask of Momentum, but I would probably try that, to be honest, and just see how it feels. So finished 8-7, finished 96th overall. A little disappointed with where I finished this weekend, but you know, not every tournament's going to go my way. I'm happy with making day 2 at US Nationals. So yeah, it is, you know, it is what it is. I will say the one thing that I really like about this tournament is that it gave me a lot of really good experience going to Singapore in the next 4 weeks. I feel like I learned a lot about the draft format. I feel like I learned a lot about CC and where we're heading. So I feel like I got a lot out of this format. And don't forget, tomorrow, if you are, if you're hanging out and you're watching videos tomorrow, I am going to be breaking down the US Nats CC metagame. so that you have more experience and a better understanding of what's going on with the meta moving into your nationals over the next couple weeks. So make sure you check that out. But anyway, yeah, that is my recap on the weekend. Outside of that, Carly and I got to gamble and hang out. We got to have the group dinner, and everybody got to come and hang out and chill and have dinner. It was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of people. I got to see a lot of people I don't get to see very often. So I don't know. It was great to meet everybody and to hang out. I had a blast this past weekend. Yeah. And honestly, the funny part is I still feel pretty tired today. From this past weekend. So I'm gonna turn the fan on. It's getting warm in here. It is getting warm in here. Jeez. How much money did you lose playing the scam of Mahjong? First off, I was playing Pai Gow, not Mahjong. I don't think Mahjong is a table game. I think that's like a PvP game. I lost $600 over the course of the weekend, of like the entire weekend. I mean, I went to Vegas. I was expecting to lose more than that, so it wasn't too bad, but I'll take it. I'll take it, though. I'll take it. Hey, Rose with the $5 super chat. Let's go. Top 100 is still a great accomplishment. Congratulations on the showing you did have. Rose, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It means a whole bunch. I really appreciate the $5 and the kind words. Means a lot. Do you have any tips or maybe a guide on how to high seas draft? I can't play draft at LGS often, trying to learn on my own. I mean, I would say that there are a few cards, in my opinion, that are pack one, pick one instantaneously. Battalion Bark. I will take Battalion Bark, pack one, pick one over almost anything. Red Crash Down the Gates is absolutely insane. I love that card. Trying to think of like what else is like an auto snap, pack one, pick one. Red Crash Down the Gates, red or yellow Crash Down the Gates, and then any of the Battalion Barks is really powerful. If there is a blue pirate card that has a 3-block on it, I would probably take that pretty early. I don't know. As someone who can count, I just knew the game is to the house favorite. I mean, yeah, everything's house favored though, right? Like everything's just bad luck, I think. So I was one of the 2 Florians that top 8'd Nats. It was awesome to get to chat with you for a bit. Yo, let's go, dude. Congrats on making top 8, man. I know we were chatting throughout the weekend, man. So I'm so happy for you, dude. Super pumped that you made top 8. It was awesome. You and Randy, one of my buddies, actually made top 8. So that was really cool. It was really cool to see you guys doing well, man. I love that. I love that. Even boosters are house favored? Where's my mouse? I don't know what boosters are. I don't know what that means. Somebody said live by the flames, die by the flames. Oh. Hey, Hank, what's up, man? How are you, brother? Oh, yeah, booster packs? Dude, always. Always house favored, bro. Always house favored. Like, buying packs is a form of gambling. Also, on a side note, big shout out to Majin Bay. That guy is like the wizard master. And he absolutely showcased it this weekend playing Verdance. His semifinal game was crazy. He like stole that game out of nowhere. So it was really cool to see him do well at Nationals. I think that's been a long time coming for him. He's really good player. I've unfortunately never had the chance to meet him. Unfortunately. So if he's in Singapore the next time I see him, I'm going to go out of my way to say hi to him. But yeah, he was very good to see him win a tournament. I think a lot of people are happy for him. I'm very excited to see his story time when he posts it. Am I done with Syndra? Like, I don't think I'm like done with Syndra. If I'm being honest, like I'm not just gonna like write her off for Singapore, but I'm going to evaluate the metagame and see where I want to be for Singapore, like over the next couple weeks. And I'm going to be testing a few different things. One of the decks that I'm really looking to as I start moving towards Singapore is going to be KO, which I don't know if I think a lot of people probably disagree with that, but I think KO is in a pretty decent spot. I think KO is a solid choice, and I think KO is not a bad pick. Sea Legs is a really, really cool card. I like that card a lot. And then past Sea Legs, I just also think that like in aggro matchups, you get beaten trackers and Sea Legs to make a lot of things happen. So I don't know. Like, I think KO is not going to be. I think KO is going to be pretty good. I think KO is going to be pretty good. Is where I'm at right there. Oh yeah, I did watch that. Azure. I did watch Majin forget to play the Sync Polo because he thought it was Command and Conquer, and then still win is hilarious, dude. What a meme, right? KO just smashed Battlehard and Hartford. Yeah, see, it makes sense. Counterpoint Victor. I think Victor is unwinnable into Gravy, and before you guys start arguing with me, like, I would at least ask Chris Iali how he feels about it. Because I watched Chris Iali run 2 Gravy Bones playing Victor down to like 7 cards and then just get walloped at the end of the game. And just to clarify, this is in no way disrespect towards Chris Iali. He's a great player. I'm just saying that like I'm trying to prove the point that like how good Chris Iali is. And I watched him just like get absolutely steamrolled by 2 Gravy Bones at the end of the game. So I don't know. Hey, what's up, Michael? I also had the chance to meet Michael Murray this weekend. If you guys don't know, Michael Murray is an AGE guy. I had a chance to meet him this weekend, which was really cool. It was pretty cool to get to meet him. He walked up and he was like, hey, he was like, I don't know if you know me. And I was like, dude, I know who you are, man. So it was really cool to get to meet Michael this weekend. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of KO in the Battle Hardened. We're going to talk about I'm gonna talk about KO tomorrow in my video. Like, I talk about KO in my video tomorrow a little bit, and where I think KO kind of sits a little bit. So I don't know. I'm gonna talk about, like, I've talked about that in the video. I don't want to spend too much time harping on it, not because I'm trying to get you guys to come back and watch content, but because I feel like I've already talked about it today. So that's where I'm at. 4-2 dropped the Battle Hardened, by the way. Oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry, Nate. I hate to hear that, man. Batter to a pulp, that Compass or Cry? I mean, yeah, honestly. Honestly, though. I have to play against Jacob Shaker at my local, so if he stays on Gravy, I will have plenty of practice getting my brain speed in. LOL, Brim. That's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. All right, so now that we've talked about Nats a little bit, and we've kind of like recapped and, you know, just kind of like given you guys some of my thoughts on where I'm at, let's talk about Oscilio. Let's talk about our favorite Lightning Wizard. And by favorite, I mean our, well, I guess he's a, yeah, Elemental Wizard. He's a Lightning Wizard. He's a Lightning Wizard. Lightning Wizard it is. Hey, Moore, what's up, man? How are you, brother? You doing all right tonight, man? So when we talk about playing Oscilio, this is the list that I've been playing. And I know I named it Aurorio. I can't let Aurora die. I don't know what I can say. I did watch a couple of Yudo's videos while I was gone, and I noticed that Yudo's on some different cards, which I think is pretty cool. He's changed it up a little bit. I have yet to have a chance to really make any changes to my deck. So we're still on the same like 80 cards here that we were playing. But this is really more about like the fact that if I'm going to seriously consider playing Oscilio at Singapore, I need to start getting as much practice in as I can. Like, that's where I'm at. I need as much practice as I can. And if nothing else, knowing how the deck plays is also really good. So I like knowing that as well. So we're just kind of looking to play Oscilio tonight, see how the deck feels, and kind of go through some of our games and start to get a feel for what we're doing. As we continue testing over the next few weeks for Singapore, and like we're watching the meta, I will keep you guys updated on what I'm thinking, what I'm testing, what I'm playing, and I'll continue to work on things. Oscilio's at the top of the list right now. KO's at the top of the list right now. As much as I want to put Victor on the list, I just don't think we can. I seriously think you just cannot beat Gravy Bones, even with Midas Touch, and it just feels so bad. So I don't think we really have a chance to put Victor on the map. I think that's the sad truth of where we're at right now. But anyway, so this is what we're playing tonight. We're going to be playing Aurorio because I can't let go of playing Aurora, obviously. So that's where we're at. Yo, what happened? Why is it like reloading everything? That's weird. I love that we can now play in Comp CC because these are now all the new cards are legal. So that's pretty nice. Verdance is really bad for Victor. I do agree. Verdance is really bad. And then I also think we're in a situation where New's really bad for Victor, Kano's really bad for Victor, and Gravy Bones. Like, I think you have a lot of really bad like matchups, if I'm just being honest. All right, so into Mario, we are on Tunic. Yes, we are on Tunic. And then, let's see, we're not on Fries. I think we are on Sync Belows, if I remember correctly. Sorry, it's been a minute, so I'm trying to remember here. We are on Command and Conquers. We are on Sigils, and we're going to cut 1 Blast to Oblivion. We're going to cut 1 yellow Blast to Oblivion and the 2 Null Shocks here. We also cut 2 Sigil of Ether. What else are we bringing in? We're bringing in the Burn Bears to try and go big here. Yep. So this is what we're going to play. We're going to bring in Sink Belows, Sigils, Command and Conquer, and Burn Bear. And we're going to try and make this happen. This is my first Oscilio game back, so you guys have to be gentle. Like, you have to promise you guys are going to be nice, because this is my very first Oscilio game back. Yeah, you're talking about Yudo Azure. Azure? I don't know. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, Yudo was playing that in his deck, and it was really cool. It was really cool. Midas Touch is actively bad. I was so excited when I got 7 gold for my Humperdinck after he dealt 11. Yeah, no, I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that, Sam. Makes sense. I'm also moving to an Elemental Wizard. Yeah, but you're moving to the Elemental Wizard that won, right? You're moving to the Elemental Wizard that won, I think. We can play Discharge, play Blast to Oblivion, somersault it back, and play Sigil, I guess. They're running what? Let's refresh the page here. Okay, so they're running AB2 and Spell Void 2. We could cycle away the Discharge and try to find something better, which seems fine. Like, maybe we draw into another Sigil that we want to play. Or maybe we draw the exact same hand as a meme. Yeah, I think we're just going to come in for 6 here, and then we'll somersault this back, and then we'll play the Sigil of Lightning. There's no reason to put this into play to get the embodiment now. There's not really any value for this here. Yeah, so like Sam talking about this in the chat right now is a great example of like what we're talking about. Like I watched, Sam was one of the people who beat Chris Iali at the end of the tournament. I literally watched Sam crack like 7 gold to just be able to end the game, because he just knew. It just didn't matter. He just knew. Like, he was just like pitch stacking and like drawing his entire deck at the end of the game with like 8 cards left in his deck to just be able to kill him. I wonder if there's a world where like arsenaling the Blast is a little scary. This hand's pretty good. I mean, we can... kind of an awkward one, right? I don't really want to block this, but I don't want to give them potential go again on something else. I mean, we go Blast to Oblivion. I don't really want to play the Blast, though, is my problem. Like, maybe we're just going to play the Sigil and then pitch to play the Burn Bear, which is a lot of damage, and we can just block with the Mind Warp. So we'll just block after this, I think. Hey, what's up, Val? As I got called all the time at my old locals, meta whore? Yo! I don't think I've ever heard anybody called meta whore before. That's hilarious. I don't think I've ever heard anybody called that. Up 6 and run to get a dagger back. Pitching a blue, I'm assuming. Yep, and then throw a Command and Conquer at me. No. We'll just block like this, I think, and take 2. Seems fine. I'm assuming nothing else at this point. So Sigil pops off. I mean, we could just play the Sigil. I mean, I think we're going to get a lot of damage out this way. We're not really setting up to try and combo, but we do get to push more damage this way, which I really like. Yeah, because we need to be able to play this. Maybe I'm supposed to go for the Mind Warp play here. Maybe I was supposed to block with Burn Bear and play the Mind Warp. And I could have went Blast to Oblivion, Sigil Current Funnel, activate this, and then came in for 5. I don't think getting rid of the blast is correct here. We'll just go ahead and amp and let this come in for 7. You could blast current Mind Warp or Burn Bear. Then Mind Warp or Burn Bear. Oh, you were called that because you played Lexi and Icelander? I mean, to be fair, Ice is very good, right? What is this? Command and Conquer? So we're probably getting rid of one of the sigils here. I mean, I guess Channel draws us an extra card here. Yeah, having double embodiment feels really bad. I mean, I guess we could have sent the blast in Arsenal this, and it lets us play around like Arsenal Disruption. We're going to lose a card from hand. I think what we're really hoping to accomplish is just losing one of the sigils here, and then we can go Command and Conquer into play Channel and just kind of pass. Hey, what's up, Anarchy? How are you? I mean, the hands haven't really... I mean, like, Dave Stone lines at me every time I've had a hand here. Like, I think I need to get back into the rhythm of Oscilio. I think between getting into the rhythm of Oscilio and then also the fact that... So Carly and I sat in the Dallas airport for 7.5 hours yesterday. We got delayed over 4 hours yesterday. It was not fun. I was very upset by the time we got home. Like, it was just not it was just one of those days that was not very fun. Are we supposed to cycle this away? We're supposed to cycle away the Sigil of Lightning, I think. Red Blast is pretty good. I will be going to Singapore. It was nice chatting with you too, buddy. Hey, what's up, Random? I'm good, man. I'm doing well. I am good. We're trying to get back into the swing of Oscilio here, but yeah, I'm good, man. Just another day. We're living it up. We are living it up. Guys, if you join a little bit later and you missed the recap, the Nat story time, as we've kind of stolen from Majin Bay, then you guys are more than welcome to back up and kind of see the beginning of it here. So, I mean, I could just block 5, right? Ah, man, if they have another pump, though, like if they have a Tarantula Toxin here, it's just absolutely backbreaking, right? Sure. It's perfectly fine with me if they don't want to attack now. And this gets go again. Like, I don't know why they didn't want to do that. Did Carly go to Vegas too? Oh, hey, Joe. What's up, dude? Wish my wife would have been able to come with me. Yeah, more. She did come to Vegas. Carly won a bunch of money. I mean, they can Black Widow this and hit us, so I think we're just better off to say no blocks and try to play out our hand here. Okay. What? So we're going to go Sigil. Do we play this one because they know about it? I don't think so, right? I think we want to throw the breakpoint at them. Oh, I have to pick how I'm going to break them? Lol, that's funny. I didn't know that. Conduct Blast Channel. Yeah, we're supposed to lead on the conductivity here. And then we're going to play this here, bounce this back to our hand. And then if they don't have a defense reaction, we're going to be able to draw as well off the channel. But they're Mario. They probably have a defense reaction. Lair of the Spider is not good enough here, my friend. Now, our Command and Conquer is admittedly looking a lot worse here. What are the odds we're going to cycle this away to try to find a burn spell? I mean, I could play Sigil and then go Blast. I think we have more plays here, right? I think we have more plays here. I think this is actually an insane draw. Oh my Yo, Ian, the Lavia guy. Thank you for the prime, dude. I really appreciate that, man. It means a whole lot. Thank you. Thank you very much. Guys, by the way, in case you didn't know, I'm not trying to just plug, spending money on the channel, but, obviously I would like to do this as a full-time job, so I want you to spend money on the channel. But if you did not know, if you are a YouTube member or a Twitch subscriber, you get access to all of my testing data. You get access to vote on what I'm going to play on a weekly basis on stream, and you also get access to all of my decks with sideboard guides as I'm playing them and working on them together. May as well subscribe on Twitch rather than YouTube to avoid delay. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Yo, Final Shadow 95. Thank you for the sub on YouTube as well. Guys, I appreciate y'all being here and hanging out. Means a lot. I appreciate y'all chilling. Man, kind of wish we had another thing here, right? Kind of wish we had another thing here, dude. And by one, I mean both. Well, dude, Ian, I really appreciate it, man. It means a lot. The love means a lot. I think we're supposed to just throw Command and Conquer here, right? And pitch the blast. And then Arsenal this is probably the play. I know that we're not getting any value out of it, but I think it's just correct to just get aggressive here. Hey, let's go. Mr. Chips with 13 months. Yo, Mr. Chips, thank you for the 13 months of Prime support. My man said, love the content. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I've never really been interested in Wizards. Gravy and Puffin seem really interesting, though. I mean, I agree. I think both Gravy and Puffins. I'm tired if you guys can't tell from traveling. Both Gravy and Puffin are really, really interesting heroes, and I think they're really cool. Yeah, I agree. They're both really neat. I really like Oscilio. I am a fan of Wizards. Like, I liked Icelander, right? I really enjoyed Icelander. But man, I gotta tell you, I have zero interest in playing Kano. Like, you will just never catch me playing Kano unless you have to be able to, like, stay in a tournament. It's the only time you'll see me playing some nonsense like that. Is this hand insane? We get to play Sigil of Brilliance on our turn. Tired? I thought you were aggro? Dude, that is like the best dad joke ever. Let him have it, Electrum. I love it. He is a secret Runeblade. I agree. I actually agree. We all miss Icelander? Yeah, I do miss Icelander. I really do. I really do. Hey, let's go. Dude, y'all are crushing it right now, dude. Thank you guys so much. Martin with 8 months of Prime support. Dude, thank you, Martin. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a whole bunch, man. Thank you guys. I really appreciate all the love. I told Carly that I was worried that I was going to come back and everybody was going to be like, oh my God, this guy finished 96th. He's trash. Like, we're never going to watch him again. And Carly was like, literally nobody's going to say that. I feel like this hand's really good, right? So we can block here and here. I'm worried about getting blown out by something, though, but we need to blink is what I'm considering. So I don't feel like I ever want to cycle Sigil of Solace. I could just take 2. I think we're just taking 2 here on the first one. My man said, nah, man, we love you. I appreciate it. I missed the opportunity to name myself Agroblaze 1. I mean, bro, listen, let me tell you, that felt... Dude, Nate said that. For anybody who did not know, I finished if you don't know, I finished 96th at Nationals, which is pretty like poetic in some fashion because what is this? Codex of Frailty. Okay, so now we don't really have a choice. But right after I finished, when like we learned that I was going to finish 96th at Nationals, Nathaniel went, oh man, you should have named yourself Agroblaze 1. And it was hilarious. It killed. It was absolutely funny. That was very funny. Yeah, exactly. See, Val gets it. If you've been 69, that'd have been nice. Oh man. I mean, I think we're just supposed to play this and just... We can go Blast to Oblivion, blink this back to our hand. I think this is just no blocks to the moon, right? Maybe we block here. We could also block Lightning Greaves if we wanted to, just for life, but I think this way we don't have... Well, we should probably just block here, right? Because, I mean, the Comet Storm and Shock is going to be pretty good, and it's going to be quite a bit of damage. I think we're going to use the Bindings here, to be honest. I think we're going to use Bindings. We're here for you regardless of results. See, I'm not going to lie. Like, that really means a lot to me because my intrusive thoughts have just been telling me ever since I did poorly on Saturday that I was like, oh, well, everybody hates you now. And it's like, clearly everybody does not hate me. And that means a lot to me. So we're going to crack the Ether Bindings here. We're going to draw a card. Hopefully it's just insane. Like, hopefully it's Conada Flash or something cool. Burn Bear allows us to cycle this, which is cool. Like, I think we can just cycle this, right? Like, we no longer need this because we're going to use the... So if I go Blast to Oblivion, I can blink this away, I guess. I don't know. I'm really struggling with the line here. I think we're going to cycle the Comet Storm and Shock. I think playing the Burn Bear is fine. Eclectic Magnetism. So we're going to lead on Blast to Oblivion. I know that there's not, there's no go again here, but the blink allows us to play around this, which is really nice. Plus, we can like really try to like push channel this turn, which I like a lot. This is a little bit awkward. I agree. I'm hoping that we draw into something good off channel here. I'm really hoping they don't have a defense reaction and they don't want to give us 2 cards because they're up 15 points. I really hate Burn Bear. What do you dislike about it? Like, actually. Thanks, Ian. I appreciate it, man. I would like to imagine that I'm not halfway bad at Flesh and Blood, but man, sometimes, let me tell you. Let's see what we draw. So we get the channel into a Flittering Charge. We're going to play Blink. We're going to pick up the Sigil of Conductivity. So throw Flittering Charge for 4. Actually, is there a world? No, I think we're... So we go Flittering Charge for 4. And then... Yeah, I just don't think we're going to be able to... I wonder if I was supposed to bounce this and arsenal it. So we go Flittering Charge into Sigil of Solace, which gains us 3 life. And then I get to use Magnetism to Volzar and then Burn Bear. Actually, we're just going to arsenal the Sigil of Solace here, right? Oh, my man said I'm a Prism player. I think we're going to arsenal the Sigil of Solace here is going to be the plan. The eclectic Magnetism is just like fine, right? There's no world for us to play this and do the whole thing, right? Like, I don't think so. So I think it's just going to be... Oh, I guess this is technically an instant, but we are going to break the combat chain. Because Talishar wants me to break the combat chain, even though, like, it's very unnecessary for me to do this, because in, like, a real game, it's just considered understood knowledge of the game. We are going to play the action, and this is going to be for 9. And then we're going to arsenal a card that gains us 3 life, which is pretty cool. I think you only play Burn Bear into Prism and very defensive heroes when you need a spell that can push big damage. I mean, it has been pretty awkward this match, but I do think it's served its purpose, though, right? Like, we need extra spells that go tall. Also, pitching like this lets us keep the channel. I'm going to level with y'all. I did not put that together until just now, but I'm very glad that it worked out that way. Yo, what is this hand? What is this hand, my guy? This hand's wild. Bro, don't draw like that. Honestly, Dave. See, This is really why I did bad at Nationals. I just drew poorly. Clearly, it's not because I made any mistakes. Yeah, this hand's not great. It's okay. We're going to fight through it, though. If we were results-oriented fans, would you want us here anyway? Ah, that's fair. I mean, so, like, yeah, like, I get it. I get it. I also feel like I should perform well at tournaments because I'm providing you all a service. It's like what my head tells me. I mean, do we just block this to avoid being marked? I think the answer is yes, right? Like, we can just block this. And then this is actually fine because we get to block etchings and greaves here to protect this. And then we get to go sigil. We're going to go sigil to gain 3 life. And then we're just going to play the etchings. Now, this is definitely not like the sexiest play we've ever made, but this is a very good arsenal target. Plus, if we draw into something different, like, it's okay. I don't really want to like try and like cycle to try and amp anything. I don't think that's correct. I think we're just supposed to like play this out. This is a watch them sends Bond and block with 9 with 3 etchings. That would be hilarious. If they sent Bonds of Agony at me, that would be hilarious. Yeah, random. It was definitely a hand we're just supposed to block with there, I think. Blank is interesting. Are we supposed to cycle it away? I actually think we're just supposed to pitch this to Volzar. And then we can just arsenal the somersault. And then we draw into a fine hand. Like, this is nothing to write home about. Is there a world where we're going to try to Tunic Somersault? The Blast to Oblivion, like Tunic Greaves. So we can go we can play Sigil of Brilliance, play Blast to Oblivion. I guess we would lead on Greaves here to see what we're going to do. I think we're just going to get marked here and see what happens. Blink and you'll miss it. Yo, Panda, what's up, dude? Hey, Randy, congrats on making top 8 of Nationals, dude. I was talking about you a little bit earlier in the stream, dude. Congrats, man. I mean... So, I think we're supposed to cycle the... We can block Comet Storm and Shock and Blast to Oblivion. Is the play here. And then we have the Sink Below. And I can somersault this back to my hand. Play the Sigil of Brilliance on my turn. Arsenal the Blast. Feels like a pretty good play. Because they don't get the, like, new value where they're able to just, like, blow us out, right? Like, they're not able to just, like, blow us out with anything crazy by, like, banishing our cards. So, like, Somersault works is what I'm saying. So, take Comet Storm and Shock down. The Flick Knives puts it up to 8. This will have Go again, so there's something to consider there. I was like, they're going to flick the Chelicera, whatever it's called at us. We're going to play Sigil of Brilliance. We're going to somersault the Blast to Oblivion here. We're going to let this resolve. And then we're just going to play Sink Below. We have nothing to sink, but we do take 1, which is like perfectly fine. Hey, what's up, Drew? How are you, brother? Dude, I hate you couldn't be there, man. I hate you didn't get to hang out with me and Trent, dude. It was a lot of fun this past weekend, brother. We missed that you weren't there. We're just going to throw Blast. I don't know what they want to undo, but, like, this is fine with me. Did they not want to Arsenal a card? Okay. I don't know what they're trying to undo here. It's also worth noting that this is turn 6, and this is the first time we've seen Gone in a Flash. So we're going to hope that we can get away with, like, keeping Gone in play here. We're going to hope that we can make something happen here. We have seen a lot of instants, but I think this hand could be pretty powerful. Okay, they're just willing to go to 9. That's scary. I mean, this hand's pretty good. Gone in a Flash. Blink. Current Funnel. Gone in a Flash. Sigil. Pitch Gone in a Flash and Tunic to Command and Conquer. 4, 6, 10, 16. I mean, they're at 9. If we're able to keep 5 cards here, feels very unlikely. But if we're able to keep 5 cards here, we could really try to pull something together with this hand. This could be a very good late game push. Unfortunately, we don't have anything in play that we want to pick up, so... Did anybody else have nationals this weekend? Like, were there other countries' nationals this weekend? And that's like a genuine question because I know that a lot of times like they only do so many of them together. Okay, and I know that like the US is a big one. Like the US always gets streamed. So I didn't know if like any other countries. No, just the US was guinea pigs. I mean, it makes sense though, right? Makes sense. Can they just nick this? I know they can toxin this. No. So 8, 11, 12. I'd go to 1 if they had 2 3 pumps here. Eight. I mean, this is more than likely flick into something else, right? Like, this is more than likely just flick it, like, flick the other dagger at me to mark me. I take 1 to 13. I take 6 to 7. Just kidding. I go to 4. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't really want to lose my arsenal here. If I block Current Funnel and Flash, I can go Gone in a Flash, blink it back to hand into Command and Conquer. This is actually fine, right? Like, this is a pretty good turn cycle. We're not going to do this effect, though. Yeah, this is fine. We could bounce the Frailty token here, but I don't think it's correct because we want to be able to throw our entire hand, right? So we're going to go 3, crack Tunic and Greaves, blink this back to hand. With 2 action points, we're going to go 4, make them think about it, and then throw the Command and Conquer. I don't know what a cheese toasty is, but it sounds pretty good. I like cheese and I like toast. I need advice, aggro. Majin Bey is my local, and we're celebrating him at locals tomorrow. Do I have him sign? Do I have him sign my feet or his sink below? Pause. Yo, he'd probably rather sign your feet. I don't know Majin that well. I was talking earlier. I've never had a chance to meet him, unfortunately. He seems like a super cool guy. I've just never had a chance to meet him. Makes me kind of sad. I wish I'd had a chance to meet him before. Well, I have, I've had a chance. He's just always been talking to someone, or I've been talking to someone, or this or that. So it's just never lined up. Yeah, and then we're gonna try and juice him with an instant right here. We're gonna try and juice him, giving him the juice. It's a grilled cheese, just better. How is it better? Liam said definitely the feet. Oh. Nats did Nats go poorly for me? Yo, what's up, Prince? How what happened to Nats? Tell me about what happened at your Nats. Well, I mean, I know you were at like US Nats, but I'm like, tell me what happened at Nationals is what I mean. Enjoyed the first time I met him more than the second. Second time being in top 8, Randy. That's so funny. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think Majin seems like a super nice guy. Like, I've just always been talking, or he's been talking when he's been nearby, and I always feel rude, like, interrupting his conversation, so it's just always been one of those things where it's never really lined up, but, like, I definitely... I mean, we could die to just a Nick right here. Are we supposed to block Blast and Tunic? No, because Flick kills us if it is just a Nick. So I think we need to just cycle away the Blink and try to find something better, right? Let's see. I just forgot. Mistblade, bump Surgical to 5. Oh, dude, that's tough, man. Oh, and you were the 4th Marlin in a pod? Yeah, that's also really tough. That is tough. So if I block 4, I take 2, go to 2, and then I take the Flick and go to 1. We're supposed to put the Blast on the bottom, right? When we sink. Because we're supposed to go Flittering Charge. I mean, we might as well block with Tunic here, right? We should block like this, and then force them to have it. Because if this is truly all their turn is, we're in a pretty good spot. You gonna throw this at me or not? I really want to know what they're gonna do here. I wonder if I'm lagging. Nah, they're thinking. You are happy to see out there championing Flesh and Blood. Just seems like the nicest dude. I've never heard anything but great things about him. I have definitely never heard anything but great things about him, that's for sure. Like, everybody always has the nicest things to say about him in the whole world. Oh, man, this is, like, just awkward enough, right? So it's Flittering Charge for 4, and then it's Consigned to Cosmos for 1 arcane damage. So we're going to play the instant, and we're going to target them to see what they do. Man, I would love to have a Sigil in play right now. This does not feel very good for me. I wonder if I'm just supposed to throw the shock for 3. I am, right? I think we're going to Arsenal the Mind Warp. I think we have to have a shot. Well, Toxin would really suck here. Oh, my opponent just said BRB. Okay, don't really... Just leaving in the middle of a game. I guess we're going to block 3, right? Because we can play the Sink Below. This goes up to 7. I mean, if they have Toxin, we're just dead. But I just... Like, can we ever play around that? Like, if we block 6, our turn would be play Sigil, activate, throw, Mind Warp. probably just supposed to, I think, actually. Because, like, Mind Warp for 3 is not bad. It forces a card out of their hand. Forces a card out of their hand. Them having AB2 and Spell Void 2 is really good. Like, these equipment pieces are really, really good in the Assassin class. I like them a lot. They don't have it? Dave, how could you possibly know that? Come on, dude. How could you possibly know that? I guess this is a good time to fill this out. We played against, let's see. We're playing against Mario, and we went first. It's so weird because, like, I always, like, pick to go first if I can playing this deck, and I don't do that a lot in this game. They don't have it, huh, Dave? Dave! Do you remember when you said they don't have it? Well, thankfully, we played around it. Oh, God, that's so funny. I don't like playing Assassin. And I think if I was going to play an Assassin, and I know you said this earlier, Annabelle, it would definitely be Slippy, not Marionette. Although Marionette's really cool. I just like Slippy a lot. Like, Slippy's just really cool. I mean, I guess against Mario, like, he gives all their stuff going in, so maybe Mario is just a better play. I just don't want to buy all the Assassin shit. Let's see here. I own Claves. I own Shelters. I own some number of Leave No Witnesses. I own a Codex. I own a Take Up the Mantle. No, I sold that shit. I don't have that either. I don't own any Kiss of Death. I don't own any Tarantula Toxin. I don't own Bond's Agony. I don't own Persuasive Prognosis. I don't want to buy any of this stuff, dude. Plus, I just don't think Assassin's fun. Mario is just a better warrior. I mean, Mario's a good, like, I think Mario is like warrior with disruption, right? Which is what makes it interesting. I think they're debating using AB1 and Spell Void 1 here. No, I think that's a better play. Uh-oh. Sigil probably bails us out here. Sigil of Solace, just to clarify. Just to clarify. Just spend a quick 5K. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I was going to play something like that at Nationals, like if I was going to borrow cards, or not Nationals, Jesus. If I was going to borrow cards to play in Singapore, it'd probably just be Felling of the Crowns and I'd play an Earth, like, hero. Like, I like Verdance and I like Florian. I just don't want to buy Felling of the Crowns. I think Assassin and Illusionist are just really badly designed classes. I don't disagree with you. I'm not going to say it's a bad take, Valk. That doesn't mean it's accurate. I also just hate both of those classes. Yo, pause. Pauserino, big dog. What is this for? $1 billion? We're going to cycle the discharge here. Block current funnel. We're just going to play this now. I'm just going to go to 6 and then take 2 down to 4. Brilliance is going to need to hit something pretty solid. Yeah, Chief called. That ain't it. Chief called. That ain't it. Oh, we're also running out of cards. I wonder if I'm supposed to keep this to block with next turn. Illusion isn't the problem. Spectra is. I mean, Spectra is an issue. I mean, I think both classes are pretty toxic. Pun intended. Pun intended. Like, I think both classes make people unhappy, and I think that's not good for the game. Well, this hand blocks really well. Unfortunately, that's about all it does really well. So, what if I was to block Magnetism and Gone in a Flash? And then I can go Flittering Charge, Sigil of Conductivity into activate Volzar for Mind Warp? I mean, I don't really think we have another option, right? Like, this is our play. But I'm really happy playing cards with Spectra. Assassin is easily the most toxic class. I would agree that it's definitely like one of the two. Like it's definitely Illusionist or Assassin. Like Assassin just threatens so much. Like attack reactions have become such a big part of the game, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, if they want to undo, that's fine. Like they want to arsenal something different. They do have to be a little bit careful because, I mean, like, we could just randomly juice them. I don't think we have any arcane spells left in our deck. I think we're just dead at this point. I think they've just run us out of cards here, but I feel like when Teklo is strong, he's quite toxic too. I mean, how would we know? Teklo's never been strong. I don't know. Like, he just blocks really well. Like, his end game is very, very powerful, but I don't think that's toxic. I feel like that's like saying Levia's endgame is toxic, and it's not, it's just powerful. Oh, is the stream cutting out? Are we having stream issues? I'm not showing any issues on my end. Everything looks very crisp. I'm getting excellent connection on my end. I needed one more card to be able to play with the Mind Warp here, but I don't think it matters, right? Because none of the cards worked out for me to be able to play that way. Like, none of the cards that I had would have enabled me to play extra turns there. Okay. Yeah, Matt, it might be something with your phone, buddy. Get super upset with me when they play Teklo. They don't enjoy being blocked a lot. I mean, I guess to be fair, like, people don't enjoy fatigue heroes, and but Teklo's not a fatigue hero. It wins the game by killing you with the singularity. Like, when people would say Oldhim is toxic, that I understand. Like, I'm much more open to that conversation than I am anything else. Blocking's the best part of the game? Oh, I don't know if blocking's the best part of the game. You hit somebody with Arc Lightning, with Arc Flicker Arc into Serenade, and let me know if it's still the best part of the game. So they're willing to go to 1 here. It's crazy because these are cards I have not pitched. Like, I'm just now seeing these cards for the first time. I don't think it's possible for me to die, right? I mean, I guess technically it is, because if they have another 3-pump, I'm just dead. But it doesn't matter, right? There's not enough damage. Yeah, like there's just... I could have blocked here. I don't even think there's enough damage in the game, in the deck left to win. I think they fatigued me. Yeah, there was 0 arcane spells left in the game. So, there was 0% we were actually going to, win that game from there. I don't think we could win that game. Oh, God. Woo! Sorry, try to mute the mic so you guys don't have to listen to me sneeze at full blast there. Let's see. Did pick up a loss. Died to dagger pumps, but would have been fatigued regardless. Never had a crazy combo turn. we really just had to utilize like we really just had to utilize the Greaves as like an extra action point that turn. When you discarded that last Comet Storm and Shock? Oh, okay, I mean, that's fair. That was probably like, I mean, I cycled to try to find something to block with, right? Or maybe we didn't have resources. Maybe I was just supposed to wait. Like, Oscilio is definitely like a lock-in kind of deck, so I definitely get that. Going to time when someone doesn't know how to play Fatigue is very frustrating. That is very frustrating for a lot of people. I don't even know how. Never played this matchup. I've been told this is a very tough matchup by, I've been told this is a tough matchup. We play Glyphs. We do not play Glyphs. We play One Fry, Command and Conquerors, and Burn Bears. What do we cut? Oh, we're not on Sink Belows. We're on Burn Bears, Command and Conquerors, and One Fry. Interesting. This should be an interesting game. Prism. We are going second, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know. We might just be able to, like, cheese some of their angels out of play, right? Let's block with a Pauper. We drew one. I mean, drawing double Pauper first hand is really good. Like, I agree. This is powerful. Super powerful. The fact that this is, like, just destroys it is so good. I mean, we're also going to get to play the channel on turn 0 here, so that's pretty cool. Anything super aggressive, gamer, that's when we want to be on Old Knocker, because we want to use it as, like, Tunic whenever we need it, like in the first 2 to 3 turns. So we would play it against, like, Syndra or something like that. We're just playing both of these, right? This seems fine. Yo, Doku, what's up, buddy? Playing the channel and the sigil feels really good here on turn 0. I beg you to throw another Herald at me. I beg you. I beg you. Coward. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sure my opponent's just a chill guy. Gone in a flash. Blink it back to our hand. Activate Volzar. Hit him with the Burden Bear. And then Arsenal this. Seems not bad. Not bad. We're doing it, chat. We're doing it so far. We'll also see what we draw here. They're just gonna let us draw off the rip. We would like to return Gone in a Flash. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Do we want to put this in play? I think we do, right? So we're going to play Sigil of Ether because we already have a Sigil of Conductivity in play. We can just play this card. We're going to break the combat chain. We're going to break the combat chain, Talishar. You already make me do this manually instead of just letting me do it anyway every time. So, and then we're going to come in for 8. Plus, keeping the lightning card lets us keep the channel. All right, so we had a pretty good start to this game. Another Pauper, please. Sag. Sag. Man, that could be kind of cool. So how do we want to play this? We don't really have anything good going for us here. I mean, we can Flittering Charge. I mean, this feels like a blocking hand, to be honest. Like, it feels like we're just supposed to block with Magnetism and Blast. Hopefully there's no Wrath or anything here. But if there is and they attack with their Angel, we can always shock them and then amp it, right? Yeah, this feels fine to me. That's true. It does let us set up an embodiment by bouncing this back to hand. I guess we could have blocked with a Flittering Charge. In my head, I saw like 4 versus 3, But we could go blast, play this, and then activate it, bounce this, and then play it again. Yeah, that would have been a much better play. That would have been a much better play. Thank you, Dave. Red Wrath is spicy, right? Blast would have been fine, but I think we're supposed to... You care if I block with a different 2-block. I'm going to ask them if they care, because if they don't, like, it's just more information for them, and it just, like, doesn't change our turn. It makes our turn better because we get to keep the blast here. I'm going to have a request to start to the back of the beginning of the turn. I always like to ask my opponent to make sure they're okay with this. We're still going to block 5 just like we had planned. We're going to block Magnetism and Flittering Charge. And this turn looks really solid for us. Yeah, Red Wrath is not something you run into every day. Like, I've not seen a ton of Prism lists playing Red Wrath. I think a lot of them are on yellows and sometimes blues, but Red Wrath definitely sends a message, right? Yeah, it was good against Enigma. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so the beginning of our turn. Sigil of Ether pops. We're not going to deal any damage, though. I mean, we could amp one by hitting us, right? Could be a pretty cool move. So it's going to be Blast to Oblivion. This is such a cool line that we get to take. I like this line a lot. Yeah, we could have hit ourselves with the Sigil of Ether here. Which could have... I mean, I don't hate that play, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't hate that play. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to let my opponent take 3 if they want to here. We also draw into Channel, which could be insanely good for us here. It is, 100%. So we get to play Sigil of Lightning. We can bounce the Channel, right? Like, we'll have double embodiment. So if we bounce the Channel here, it comes back to our hand. We play the CLV, and then... It feels like this is the correct one to pick up. I'm just trying to decide how the best way to play this out is. I mean, we're just giving ourselves an intellect penalty here if we keep this, right? Double embodiment doesn't help us, though. I mean, I guess we can just play it out, right? I don't know what we would dig for here, so I think this is just worth 1 point of damage. Nope, that's wrong. I'm not supposed to activate Volzar here. I'm supposed to play this, then activate Volzar, so that this comes in for 7 damage. So our opponent, if they don't AB this, which they're probably not going to, is going to fall down to 10. And then responding to the card in response, yeah, I feel like that happens a lot, right? Or they go down to 12. We don't get to keep the Channel, but we are going to have an embodiment next turn. We're going to have Tunic, and we're going to have the Gone in a Flash available. This hand feels insane. So what if I play Sigil of Brilliance? That's true. If I had cycled, I would have this, which is pretty good. So what if I played Sigil of Brilliance and then I blocked... no, that doesn't really work, does it? So I can block these 6, and then I have to discard one of these to be able to pick this up. I think we're just supposed to block 6 here, though, right? Like, we just block 6 and we just pop off next turn. Pop off on the main stage, as they say. Why did you say no blocks here, Dave? We're not going to discard either one of these. I think blocking here with these cards is fine, right? Because we're forcing them to have Wrath. So we're going to get to amp from Volzar by playing both of these, or we're going to get to amp from the arm piece here, I think, Electrum. I mean, yeah, them having Wrath is unfortunate, but I think that us blocking 6 was correct. Dave, why do you say no blocks? Because I think we're just supposed to force them to have it, right? Really wish we had a Blast to Oblivion here. Blast would be insane. I mean, I understand, maybe there's a world where Dave is, like, wanting us to, like, use Tunic to play Magnetism, but I don't think we're supposed to, right? Like, I think we're just supposed to play this. And even if they do put an Arclight Sentinel into play, who cares? It doesn't matter, right? Yeah, this is fine. Oh, so you would have blocked all 3 and then discarded that to pick up Sigil of Lightning? Oh, that would have been so much better. Yeah, never mind. If we use the hat there, we're just able to pick up the Sigil. Wow, they have a lot of Wraths in this deck. All right, so we're going to go to 18, and they're going to deal an arcane damage to us more than likely, or get a courage token. I don't really know which they want to do here. Yeah, Javier, I definitely like Dave's line better now that I see it, because we were supposed to block all 3 pieces of equipment and then discard the headpiece to just be able to use Gone in a Flash in extra time. I still think we're going to use the Ether Bindings, right? Are we supposed to play one of these? No, we're not. I don't think we're supposed to use Ether Bindings either, because we're going to get more value out of it. No, we have the Arcane spell. We should just take the damage here, right? Hey, what's up, Rust Belt? And when they have 12 health, it's not coming up good for them. That I do agree with. Like, we're going to clear the board and do a ton of damage here. ALS is fair and balanced. That's not what I said. I said we don't care about it. Yeah, I think we're going to crack this. It's 1 extra point of damage, and we're just trying to make sure that our etchings comes through cleanly. We're going to attack them. We're going to force them to make the decision on whether they want to kill the Soraya or not. Played some Blitz yesterday to New Restore. How'd it go? I don't get to play too much Blitz, and by don't get to, I mean I actively make the effort not to. Like, I know a lot of people like Blitz, and Blitz isn't that bad, but I go to Blitz when we have skirmish, like, a couple times a year. Well, no, I only went to 1 skirmish this past season, but I got all 3 of my cold full channel like fridges at that skirmish. So, what countries have nationals this weekend? Does anybody know? And are any of them being streamed? Asking for a friend. So, in the damage step, they're going to lose their Spectral Shield. And then in the damage step, we're going to crack Lightning Greaves. We're going to play Sigil of Brilliance, and we're going to bounce this back to our hand. It's going to be Gone in a Flash at them for 4 go again, because we were able to wait until the resolution of the go again, we're able to throw Gone in a Flash in extra time here, which is very powerful. Wait, there's 0 this weekend? Are you serious? I look forward to Oscilio as the hero to defeat Gravy. That could actually be pretty cool. There's 0 nationals this weekend? That's pretty lame. So it was US and then nothing? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That kind of just makes me more upset with LSS if I'm just being real. I'm actually very unhappy with the way LSS handled this whole thing. Like, I think having week 0 nationals was... I don't know. I'm not a fan. Personally, not a fan of their decision there at all. Wait, what? But that doesn't work because they could flip, right? So now I can throw etchings, and then if it works, I can go Gone in a Flash, play the Sigil of Lightning, and bounce it. Like, I can't play it on the first one because they can just flip there, right? And, like, they can stop me from being able to do the cool thing. Hey, what's up, Josh? How are you, buddy? Yo, somebody mark the time. Josh just told me to go back to playing the horse. Somebody get me a timestamp, please. I'm begging you. Right, but Bindings just now gets us out of the way because this pushes this up to 8. And even then, like, they could give up Spell Void and stuff. I don't think we're supposed to do that there, right? I don't know. I could be wrong. I know they wanted the US to be week 1, but, like, I don't know why. And I'm going to be honest, I really wanted to ask Brian this weekend why they wanted to do that. That was, like, one of the things I wanted to ask Brian this weekend, and I saw him once, but he was in, like, a mad dash to get somewhere, and I was like, okay, I'm going to leave this poor guy alone. Might have been possible we were just... Well, no, because we didn't have this to play. Yeah, there was over 500 people at US Nationals. I think there was like over 550. Which was, I mean, to be fair, like, to finish in the top 20% of, like, all players at US Nationals is not a bad thing, but... Is on venue availability? I will say, I don't know if anybody else had this experience this past weekend. I had the worst experience probably ever at the Westgate this weekend. The Westgate sucks. Like, I don't just publicly, like, disparage things very often. I can very confidently tell you that Carly and I will literally never stay at the Westgate again as long as we live. Like, if it's the only hotel standing, we'll stay in the desert. I refuse to stay at the Westgate ever again. It's a horrible hotel. Like, the staff was rude. The room was not what we paid for. It was a whole thing. Yeah. It sucked. This hand feels really good. Man, I would love to have my arm piece this turn. Nats was in Vegas. It was in Vegas. Love Vegas. Like, honestly. We have a 6-card hand. Crazy. So it's Blast to Oblivion. Pitch Somersault. No. I think we're supposed to play Blast. I just don't know how we make it work with the shock here. Do we cycle the shock here? I don't think we could kill them because they had Spell Void 2 and a card in hand. I don't think we could kill them there. I think we're just going to go Blast to Oblivion into Somersault is going to be the play. I don't think we need to cycle the shock here. Okay, so Valk, here's what I would tell you. There are multiple hotels close to the Westgate that like are nice. So the best hotel experience that we've probably ever had has been at Planet Hollywood. Planet Hollywood was great. We stayed there the first 2 days we were in Vegas, and it was really good. But when we go back, we'll be staying at Resort World. Resort World was just awesome. Like, we gambled at Resort World almost every day. So play Sigil, play this, pitch Flittering Charge to play Null Shock, bounce this, throw Flittering Charge, play this, activate Amp, kill them. Feels like a pretty good play. Yeah, I know a lot of people. One of our locals actually sent me a picture of all of the cards for Gravy Bones in his cart on TCG Player and was just like, nope, not happening. Like, and I don't blame him. We're going to pick this up. I'm not going to amp here. I want them to think there's hope. Is that toxic of me? Probably. But also, I want to play out the rest of this hand. I really just want to play out the rest of this hand. Blast, Somersault, Flittering, Flittering, Conductivity, Etching, Shock, Pitching, Blast. Blast, Somersault, Bounce, Sigil, Flittering, Sigil, Flittering, Null, Pitch, Etchings. I don't remember exactly what I did, but I feel like that's how I played this turn. Is that not how I played this turn? I feel like I waited to get there, and I played the Flittering at the end. But the Etchings ends the game no matter what here, right? Like, it just doesn't matter. Like, they might just be dead here. Oh, no. Sag. Well, now they're dead. That's for sure. Because this is about to be Etchings for $1 billion. With a B. Billion. The fact that we were able to go first and draw 2 poppers was just like money. GG. I can't type for some reason. I'm trying to say good game and it just said G. I mean, we did go 24 into 20 there on back-to-back turns. That was a pretty good Oscilio game. Oh, yeah. I mean, we're just going to, like, we were definitely just always going to win that game there. But, like, still, like, I'm always open to hear other lines to see, like, what you guys think we should have done. Went first, or I'm sorry, went second and drew double popper into gas hand for arcane finisher. I mean, listen, sometimes it's just better lucky than good, you know? Like, sometimes it's just better lucky than good. We're going to run a poll here before I start this next game, and then I'm going to run to the bathroom really quick. But we're going to run a poll while I've got you guys with me, because I want to know what you think. Hang on, I'm typing this out for you guys so you guys can see. I want to know your all's thoughts. And then I'm going to run to the bathroom really quick, but I want to run this poll first.
Let's freaking
hang on, I'm going to run them on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. We're going to run them at the same time here. All right, we're running both these polls. Vote on this while I run to the bathroom. Also, Almond Rose, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. Guys, if you're here for the first time, you're new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new, and they are, what's your name, what got you into Flesh and Blood, and what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves in the chat. I would love to get to learn more about you. With that in mind, I'm going to run to the bathroom. 2 minutes. We'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Kyle requested 5 subs of water. Fucking weeb. It was not water. not water.
Oh, here, have some water.
I was lied to. The lies. Yo, only 4 cups? Listen at this man. That is 4 full cups, Cusco. This fucking guy, bro. This fucking guy. What? Rookie numbers? Bro, Cusco's out here. Look, this motherfucker's just sitting over there with a pot of sauce going, oh yeah, I'm stirring that shit up, baby. I'm stirring it up. Oh my God, we're going crazy tonight. This is as close as I'm ever going to get to going Super Saiyan right now. So I just need you all to know how, back-to-back Command & Conquer Pummel turns in back-to-back games. And you know what? Just like Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not fucking leaving. That's right. This is the kind of content we're looking for right here. The fab tutorials that blow your mind. Blow your mind. The recipe is literally just vodka and Sprite and some Mio. You know, it's the water flavoring things. You know, like the little squirt. You squirt the little water in. You squirt the little juice in the water, and then it's like, oh, num. This is so good. That's what it is. That's the secret sauce. I just crammed them all in my mouth. My God, this hand is dog water. Absolute dog water. I lied. You definitely did. It's your friends that you trust the most that hurt you. Can't even get my words out without laughing. Fuck. Okay, short break, and we're back. Let's run the poll. Okay, 52% of you guys, 51% said yes, KO is a good pick for Singapore on Twitch. And let's view the results of our poll. We had 3 people say no. So actually, when you run those votes together, we had an even number of no's and yeses. So here's what we're going to do now. Based off of that, I'd like to know why you think it's a good pick or why you don't think it's another pick. Oh, dude, Riku, don't worry. 24 hours of Flesh and Blood giveaways is coming in September. Don't worry, it's coming in September. I absolutely love the intermission footage. Yo, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. It's just a bunch of clips of all the stupid shit I've said over the years. Every year when something hilarious happens, I like to take it and add more to it. So it is a lot of fun, though, to put that together. Loki is thinking Oscilio is the pick. I'm actually really considering Oscilio for Singapore. I've been loving Gravy and Valda lately myself. I don't know that I'll play Valda until the Mastery Pack Guardian comes out in August. When that comes out, we'll probably play a lot of Valda. Josh, why do you want me to go back to the horse? I'm going to be honest, this is I cannot believe I'm arguing with you about why I shouldn't play the horse. I don't know if we're supposed to go first or second here. But it feels like the whole, Victor's in a really bad spot right now. Gravy Bones, Kano, Verdance, Oscilio, and New are all really bad. KO just feels too fair right now. Do you think that it's too fair even with the new Sea Legs card? Because the new Sea Legs card is really good in KO. I actually really like that card in KO. All right, so we're playing Prism. I did choose to go first this time. We'll see how it goes this time around. Yuno said to go first into everything, so... We're just going to play Flittering Charge for 7, and then we're going to play Sigil and then Arsenal Blast. Heavily teched Victor is decent into Gravy. What is the heavy tech? What is the heavy tech? And that's I genuinely want to know. What is the heavy tech that I'm not aware of? Because Midas's touch is actively bad. It's not where you want to be. And I've talked to multiple people who played Gravy this past weekend that have said that to me. So I really don't think that's where we want to be. Right? Betsy gets a weapon and mastery pack. I could see that. I'm fully committed to Gravy. I mean, Gravy's a really solid pick. I don't think anybody's gonna judge you for that. We're just gonna go ahead and hit him with the Hadouken Phantasm. Our turn is Sigil of Lightning into activate Volzar. Like, I think we have to take this, right? It feels bad, but we could deny them Ponder here, but our turn is just play 2 Sigils and pass then, and I don't like that. Like, I know that they're going to go get the Ponder, but I don't think it matters. Jarl? Jarl seems less... even then, you're just getting juiced, right? Like, we're just constantly getting juice is the problem. Comet Storm, target them, activate Volzarzis. And then come in for 6. We're probably going to deal 5. They'll let the Spectral Shield go and take some damage. Pour some gravy on me. Yo, are we like going for Led Zeppelin here? Is Batter to a Pulp the answer in Victor? Isn't that card a... Isn't that card only... Isn't that a Volta spec, or am I crazy? I'm considering Post Florian over Smack. Could be the way. Last thing before bed, Burn Bear as a defense reaction. If they wrath it, you make them sad. Oh, okay, I kind of like that. Would the Go Again package against Gravy help like I did against Prism? It might, Josh. The problem is that your... The real problem is that your... This hand feels insane, right? This hand feels crazy. I think this is just no blocks to the moon. Actually, we're supposed to block here, right? And just do the thing with Mind Warp. The Go Again package could work because I'm telling you, Chris Iali is like one of the best players in the world, and I watched him get absolutely like walloped at the end of 2 games against the Gravy Bones. Listen, I like Def Leopards. Def Leopards, Jesus. I like Def Leopard. You don't have to twist my arm. Pour some sugar on me in the name of love. Listen, I'll start singing anytime. Y'all don't gotta twist my arm. Puffin? I don't dislike Puffin. I talked to too many people this weekend that said Puffin was bad. That played Puffin. So, I don't know. I'm skeptical. But Puffin does seem very powerful. Yeah, I mean, this hand seems really good. Like, I think we're just supposed to play this out, right? Because it's immediately activate bindings, and then we get to go blast. We're going to clear their board here. We're going to clear their board and push a bunch of damage. I think you can play Jarl in a way that it doesn't lose to new as much. The problem is you hurt yourself in other matchups then. I mean, if new goes away, we can play all the good blues, right? Which I agree does help. So we're going to go bindings. The cool thing is that even if they hit us with ALS, we're just going to crack the Greaves here. Like, it actually just doesn't matter. We're attacking them. I'm never giving you the chance to take away my action point with some baloney. Baloney. OSCAR. My baloney has a first name. Bounce the Sigil of Conductivity. Bindings twice now. Blast to Oblivion. Blast your Oblivion. Wait, which legendary? Oh yeah, the Puffin stuff dropped like crazy, which kind of makes me happy because I got rid of a bunch of it. Now from here, we're gonna bounce this back to our hand. We get to play Flittering Charge. play the sigil, and then it's going to be mind warp for 1 billion this turn. Play this. God, mind warp is crazy here. It's mind warp for what? 2, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sheesh. I think it's mind warp for 11 here, which is crazy. Double digits amp is wild. Gotta run those blues anyway. Close your eyes and let Jesus take the gym wheel. I mean, there's been times when I've just said, like, F it, we ball, and just hoped I didn't play against new. And then a couple times, even at ProQuest, I did play against new, and it was just like, got him. Feels really bad that we can't pop this. Also, this is for 6, so, like... this is gross. Are we supposed to go blast, blink this back to hand, fry into Command and Conquer? I think this is pretty good, right? Okay, so it's not exclusive to Volta. I mean, that's good, though. So we go to 9. This is probably like the last turn of us not blocking, right? Like, probably.
You love to see it.
Yo, Zondoe, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. Guys, if you're here for the first time, you're new to the channel, whatever your story is, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new, and they are, what's your name, what got you into Flesh and Blood, and what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourself. I would love to get to know you guys. I mean... how does this change this hand? It doesn't, right? It's just the same thing. Yeah, I agree. Singapore meta is a very tough one to figure out. I actually completely agree with that. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I mean, yeah, I don't really think we have a great hand. Like, I really wish we had an arcane spell. Is there any world I'm supposed to cycle the blink to try and find an arcane spell here? It is high risk, but I think we're supposed to, right? This is insane, right? This is actually just an insane pickup here, right? I mean, I was kind of hoping for like a 0-cost arcane spell, but they're going to lose their angel. And then this is 6. And then they're going to have to give us something to stop the Command and Conquer. Now, they don't have an arsenal, so the Command and Conquer is just damage. But we are going to threaten lethal here. We're going to force at least 1 card out of their hand. God, hopefully we draw a popper next turn. Is there any world that we're supposed to just play the Sigil of Conductivity? So they're going to flip here. They're going to flip something to block a bunch of damage. So Triumph gives stuff -1. How much of a risk is it for us to just keep the Command and Conquer here instead of throwing it? Because we've dealt like no damage this turn. I think we're just going to roll with it. Like, throwing this for 5 is probably not the best option. We could play Sigil of Conductivity and then choose not to flip. Or then choose not to Arsenal. Now, that does scream that we have a popper. So if they have a Triumph, they just throw that at us. Well, we're going to pray that we get lucky off the draw here. Drawing Burn Bear is insane. Drawing Burn Bear is insane. Because it means we're guaranteed to use Tunic and Eclectic Magnetism next turn to be able to play the Comet Storm, play Channel Lightning Valley. Kind of wish this was a blue. Not that I'm trying to greed and have it all. If this was a yellow, it'd be fine too. So we know they have a Herald of Erudition. There's no reason to wait. We can just do this now. And they can pay, but it doesn't matter. Yep. Okay, so on our turn, we're going to use Tunic. And we're going to play Comet Storm, target them. We're going to play the channel. They can't flip. So this is guaranteed to put them to 2, or they have to give up Empyrean Rapture. Is Yudo up to 3 Burn Bear? Slimy said the Westgate sucks, but at least my keycard had Barry Manilow on it. Bro. Barry freaking Manilow. What a ridiculous thing. I think we're just cycling away the blink. I mean, that could be good, I guess. I kind of just want to pitch this, but I don't know. Like, we could just play this as an instant to, like, amp if we draw, like, an instant. Uh-oh. No shock here. Means we're in a bad spot. No poppers. Big Sag. I think we're just going to cycle a Sigil of Lightning here. Burn Bear is a popper because of its effect, yes. Yeah, knowing that they have Erudition means we're probably just dead. Like, we need a shock off the top here really bad. Makes me want a hot dog real bad. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Yeah, and we can't block 7. We're just going to get juiced. We're going to get juiced. I think we had to have the shock there. Yeah, this hand doesn't block very efficiently, which sucks pretty bad. I think we have to block here, right? Because it's going to be this into, like, Angel and, like, another attack, which is very unfortunate. I mean... Are we discarding the Sigil of Lightning here? Defeat from the jaws of victory. Yeah, but we didn't have the blue to play it, right? Like, we had to pitch the red, right? I mean, I think drawing into another card is just correct. I think we're going to discard the Somersault here, right? Damn you. Damn you. All right, so we're probably just super dead here. Oh, I guess, like, if we use the channel, like, I got you. So we're saying, like, we couldn't have... Okay, so yeah. Like, I can throw 5 more damage, which is pretty solid because it puts them down to... Well, the good news is that they don't have a soul. Maybe we got lucky and they have no angels in hand. But yeah, if I would have thrown 5 more last turn instead of just, like, greeting, it would have been, like, the thing to do. I'm just going to concede and instead of making them sit through all of it. Good game, opponent. Well played. Those 5 extra points probably... Well, what? They keep 1 card, and then they're still able to throw that at us, right? So it doesn't change anything. Like, they're still able to keep one card there, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Those three extra points, like, they would have just used the resource that they pitched to be able to give up the chess piece, stay at 3, block with one more card, and then keep one card. So it would have been, like, didn't really matter. Had a better line with magnetism into Comet Storm. Would have lost anyways. Oh well. Oh well. Man, it's crazy to think that I have like basically 30 days to figure out what to play in Singapore. I'm openly taking suggestions at this point. Like, oh look, you can see where I copied as KO a good pick for Singapore. Lol. Lol. All right, let's run it. The 11 Arcane was pretty good. It was pretty good, I agree. We are going to go first against Puffin. I'm going to buy all the Puffin cards now that they've all tanked. Let's see how we sideboard into Puffin. Puffin. So we're going to play Tunic over Old Knocker. We are going to go first. We are looking for -1 Sigil of Ether, wherever the heck it is. We are going to bring in Sink Belows, Sigils, Command and Conquers? No. Burn Bear. Well, what else does it say we're supposed to cut here? It says we're supposed to cut 2 Fries. So 1 Sigil, 2 Scour, -2 Glyphs, -2 Fry, -2 Command and Conquer. Oh, -2 Burn Bear. We're not supposed to play Burn Bear. Whoops! Ignore me. I missed it. I missed it.
Go. You love to see it.
Yo, let's go. Whelp Cakes, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Guys, if you're here for the first time, you're new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when you're new. And they are, what's your name, what got you into Flesh and Blood, and what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves. I have not give up on Syndra. We're still testing Syndra 0. I'm just also playing Oscilio. I think we're supposed to cycle the blink here, right? Well. This is a hand and a half if I've ever seen one. What up, Cusco? If it isn't the man who wins all the money gambling. Do you end up buying the Fable, buddy? I agree, Shadow. This is not a great first hand. We're kind of starting off with a little bit of a clunker here. Hopefully we draw a shock and we can, like, kill this thing. Ooh, they're running AB3 into us. I love that this is so cheap now because I sold my EA one when it was super high and now I'm going to buy a cheap one. Yo, Trent, let's go. My man said 16 months of that tier 1 support. Trent, my man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. My man said, Ayo, get a better record, bro. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? They're blocking with the Tinker Arms. I guess they want a cog. I mean, I guess since they're not playing the, like, Crown of Dominion to start the game, they have to be on, like, something like that. Kind of makes sense. Yo, cog in the machine, clear the mechanism. Hey, Sharkeroid, what's up, dude? I love Oscilio, but something I noticed for myself when playing at locals is when I play it for like 4 rounds, I'm so tired. Now that I believe, Riku, that I honestly believe. You bought the Fabled that night? Nice, dude. That's awesome. So they draw an extra card. They're playing Spitfire. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, they do have 3 cogs. That is no bueno. That is not good. I guess we're just going to give up this. Yeah. Take a bunch of damage and do this. Oscilio gaming is peak content. Dude, I love playing Oscilio. Oscilio is so much fun. Oscilio's a lot of fun, and I honestly think he's not a bad spot. I would have played him in London if I had more reps. So I think we're going to lead on Sigil of Conductivity, and then we're going to play Blast. Do I want to kill this now? But I still won for my pulls and gambling. I mean, dude, you looked like you were winning it all gambling, brother. I think we're supposed to just kill this and like take a little bit of a slower turn here. Is there anything we can get back? No. So we're going to blink, bounce this back to our hand. We're going to kill the bird. Well, we're not going to shock the bird literally, although I do like that sound of that. Bolting the bird is always the right play. But this is a pretty good turn because it allows us to deal 7 arcane damage and we get to Arsenal the channel and have an embodiment. I actually really like the fact that we get to Arsenal channel here. That feels really good. Ooh, that would have been much better. Damn. I could have cycled this away and then we could have seen what we hit and then got it back. Wow, yeah, that's a much better play. Good call, Teague. Good call, Teague. I like that play a lot better. We are going to force them to, like, be able to, like, yeah, I was like, generate cogs the rest of the game now that the bird's gone. Like, if you leave the bird in play, you will just get rolled. I think that is where people go wrong. Yo, pause Reno, big dog. Big dog. I think we're supposed to get rid of the null shock here, right? Like, that doesn't really do anything for us. Current funnel seems like pretty extra medium here. I mean, we get to use Tunic to go Magnetism. Channel to draw something else, and we have current funnel into like play Consign to Cosmos. Fine. Aurora player loves saving CLV. Like, so I think that's like, I know Trent's just like making fun of me, which is fine. But like, I think that's one thing that I need to come to terms with is like, I'm not going to be able to do that very often. We do even have an option where we could just pitch the current funnel to save the CLV here. But I think we're better off to just get extra points out of playing the current funnel. I don't really want to pitch here, right? Like, we're down 21. I would like to find a good amount of damage here to try to get back into the game. Also, like, Consign or Sigil of Conductivity just seems like super mid here. We might cycle this. We might cycle this away depending on what we draw. Yo, just kidding. Just kidding. Ha 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 ha. This is so good. It's so good. You'd love to see it. You'd love to see it. I mean, we're still not going to keep the channel around, but like this hand's really powerful. We did do it. We drew the thing. We drew the thing finally. So here we're going to play Sigil to bounce us back to our hand. And then it's going to be Sigil. Or I'm sorry, it's going to be Gone in a Flash. And then it's going to be Consigned to Cosmos. We are going to return this. Now we're going to amp this. And we get to Arsenal this. And this is going to be 8 damage that comes across. So we put them down to 19. Ooh, Master Cog is really cool. How many cogs do they have? So if we block 5, we like prevent them from doing this. I could block. It makes a cog, right? Yeah, so I could block double flittering charge into lightning greaves to block 5. Well, if I do that, I don't really have a great hand. I could also just block Comet Storm and Shock and Flittering Charge, and then go Flittering Charge, Somersault, Flittering Charge. Block like this, and then we just get to throw 8 at them, which I think is fine. I play Kano. Is that what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to play Kano? I mean, this is fine. They push over 1 point of damage, but they don't get to do the thing, right? Because they have to tap a cog, so like it's just 1 point of damage is what they traded there. Which ultimately I understand why they're okay with, but I think that exchange, like them not having another like good cog going in the next turn, I think ultimately favors us. Yeah, we'll just crash the boards for 4 again here and see what they do. Shark, that's hilarious, bro. Oh. All right, so we put our opponent down to 13. Uh-oh. So we can... We don't have the Tunic up yet, which is what makes this feel kind of bad. I think we're supposed to just sink below this and put the Somersault on the bottom. I think we're just supposed to try and hang on here. That's not what we wanted to see either. This is for 5. Attack action hits, so we can cycle away the conductivity. Anything that blocks is fine. Ugh. So they can give this +1. We're going to take 3 to 11 and then 4 to 7. It's unfortunate. That's the record of a man who can't eat a whole foot-long hot dog. Don't worry. Don't worry, Trent. Don't worry, Trent. You're going to get yours, dog. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, wait. We're going to go to 8, and then they're going to attack us for 2 with a gun, and we're going to go to 6. We just need to be able to hang on one more turn here. Like, we need one more turn of being able to hang on. We're going to go Gone in a Flash into Sigil of Brilliance. I'm trying... we can't throw this twice, so... Can we bounce this now and, like, take this off the stack? You know what? I'm just curious. Let's see if we can. I want to know how this works. No is the answer. Okay. So they get to stop that no matter what. Are we supposed to cycle away the Comet Storm Shock here? They're going down to AB1. The next time they boost, yo, they're playing boost cards? Okay, so I think we can sink below the Comet Storm and Shock, right? Because our hand is pretty good to be able to, like, crack Greaves and go, like, Gone 4/4. So I think, well, we should start here, right? We should start by using Oscilio to cycle. Is this as good as I think it is? Yeah, I did just learn that. Like we did, like so they still get to galvanize, which I just learned, but I don't think we want to bottom anything here, right? Because we're gonna draw a card, and we're gonna lead by going Gone in a Flash, Tunic, Lightning Greaves, into play Sigil, bounce it back to hand. We're still going to do this, which is what we like, yeah. If we can only block with the Sink Below, this hand is crazy good. We just have to be able to only block with the Sink Below. Now, the good news is that they only have 2 cards in hand and 1 cog, basically, but they are getting to, like, filter what they're seeing here. Oh, this is going to be tight. I don't know if we're going to be able to stay alive here. I think we have to take this 4 and see what they do, right? Well, no, because there's a decent chance they're playing Command and Conquer, and that would kill us. I guess I'm just trying to decide if we have to, if we need to sink. I don't think so, right? Like, I think we're just going to have to say 9 points should hopefully be enough. Hopefully. 2 cost something? I mean, that's pretty solid. We go to 4. They're going to get Dissolving Shield back. And then they're going to throw the gun at us for 2. Oh, God. Please don't have drawn a 0 for 4. They drew a 0 for 4. We lose on the spot. That's pretty bad. Okay. That's pretty bad, but I think this is okay. I think we have to play this out. I just think this is the situation we're in. I don't think we have another choice. Etchings is awesome. This is such a good draw. Drawing into Etchings is so good. God, I love this deck so much, dude. Okay. Here is where we go Tunic, Lightning Greaves, and it's going to be Sigil. Bounce us back to our hand. Yes, we would like to do this. Now we're going to play Blast, Somersault, pick up the Sigil of Brilliance. I think we win by drawing the Etchings. Yeah, the Etchings is actually an insane draw. So we drew into the Blast, and then we also drew into the Etchings, which is like crazy. We have dealt damage already. But like, this is just an extra card, right? Like, this is fine. We bounce this back to our hand. It's going to be gone in a flash. My God, this is so good. Drawing the channel is actually crazy. Like, channel doesn't do anything, but it's a card that lets us pick our it lets us pick our Sigil of Brilliance back up again. Yeah, like, they should be super dead here. They should just be Omega dead. I think we have this one locked up. I agree, Ian. We got very lucky on our draws here. We got very lucky on our draws. I feel like that's kind of how you have to play this deck, though, sometimes. Is like, you just kind of have to say, oh, I hope I'm better lucky than good. Like, not always. I do think there's a very high skill ceiling to this deck. I just think that sometimes that's how it has to be played. No, we dealt damage at the beginning of the turn. So, like, channel doesn't... We don't draw a card off channel. But we do get to draw a card off the Sigil. Or if that's what you meant, Trent, then my bad. Oscilio going to Singapore, baby. That's right. That's right. I mean, listen, there's a very, like, we're going to spend a lot of time testing this over the next few weeks. There's a very real world where that's what I'm playing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, this should not be legal. This should not be legal. Just gotta believe, or just make up stuff, right? We could just make up stuff along the way. That seems fine. God, drawing the 0-cost shock is sane. Like, you're right. They are, dude. They are fried. Roll them over. Roll them over. They're dead. Like, even if they have a 3-block here, well, I mean, they have these in play, right? So they're going to use these, but it doesn't matter. Etchings is going to be for... They said rematch with a question mark. I think they just realized they're dead here. Oh, they just... Okay, so they activated that and then died? Yeah, that was crazy. That was actually insane. Wow. You should be emoting. I'll tell my opponent that I'm taking notes about our game here really quick, just so they know that, like, why I'm not playing to start the game here. Puffin, we did go first. We got the win. Let's see. Let's start the new one here. Puffin, we went first. Hopefully we're going to win. And then had the combo hand with op at 12. Just enough life to play combo turn. All right, well, let's see if we can do it again, huh? Let's see if we can still do it again. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Like, so it's going to be consigned to Cosmos for the shock. We're just going to target the Polycranka to get it off the board. We're going to activate this, and then we're going to play this, and we're going to Arsenal Gone in a Flash. Like, just getting Poly off the board on turn 0 feels crazy good. They did not hit an item, so this is just 5, right? I think we're just going to play Sync for value here. I don't think it's BM, though, right? Like, I think it's actually a really smart play. Like, how is that BM, dude? Come on. It's not BM. I think it's a pretty smart play. I mean, I think we're just going to play the Sync here, right? But I think we're just going to not sync anything. We're going to see what the Brilliance draws us into. Blast to Oblivion seems... fine. Etchings for 4 forces them to pitch a card, right? It's one of those plays you look your opponents in the eye. Okay, so maybe we could BM them, right? Report opponent for not having enough life buffer for us to pop off. Man, that would be wild. I could not imagine being that toxic. But I won't lie, I'm here for it. Okay, so this hand's insane, right? This is like etchings. This is the whole thing here, right? And they have no way to destroy this. This is just 6 value. So we get to block like this. And then we get to go... we have a Sigil of Brilliance, yeah. And then our turn is Blast to Oblivion. Tunic this. And then we get to Sigil of Solace to pick this back up. We get to go Gone in a Flash, Discharge, Gone in a Flash, this. Use Volzar to do this and play the Sigil, and then Arsenal. Yeah, this is crazy. Gotta practice our playlines starting there in the eyes. I mean, listen, sometimes you just gotta let them know, right? Sometimes you just gotta let them know. Is there a world we can do this without breaking Greaves? I don't think so, right? Like, this has to be our Greaves turn. It's so early is what scares me about this. Like, if this scares me because it feels like we could just get got here. Why do we have 2 action points? Oh, yeah, we get to throw it again because we're going to be able to have the sigil here. Yeah. Yep, the go again embodiment's going to be insane. So we're going to get to do the whole thing here. We're going to get to do the whole thing here. So this is going to be Tunic, Lightning Greaves, and then it's going to be Sigil of Solace. Pick this up. Crazy Value Town. Crazy Value Town. Maybe I'm not supposed to crack the arms here. Maybe that's a little bit too much. I mean, maybe the arms is overkill here. Like, maybe we don't need to use the arms is what I'm saying. Sigil of Conductivity to bounce us back to hand. They take damage. We get go again and our action point. And then here, they're going to take 4 to 31. We're going to play Discharge to get our action point back. We're going to break the combat chain. And then we're able to play Volzar for free. Etchings of Arcana for 8. We only got 1 value out of the arms, which I think was incorrect. And then it's Gone in a Flash for 7. Bounce this back to hand, Arsenal to Gone in a Flash. I mean, Gone in a Flash gets strictly worse, right? Like, if we keep it here. But I think it could be worth it to keep this. I mean... do we... So we can go Gone in a Flash, Blink. Do we Brilliance this away to be able to have the... to draw an extra card? Or we could have the Embodiment, right? I think the Embodiment's just better here. And I think we can give up... Maybe, no, we're supposed to give up the Gone in a Flash, right? Because we can keep this for extra damage. Yeah, the Embodiment's really powerful here. I mean, drawing the Blink is really good, but I still think we're in a better situation if we pick up the Conductivity here to be able to have the... like, I'm just willing to take a bunch of damage this turn because our hand's insane. Hopefully they don't have a Command and Conquer. Yep, yeah, bro. Let me tell you how much we don't care about this. Let me tell you how much we don't care about this. Forget about it. I'm really bad at impersonations. I went through this period of time. Carly will tell you about it. She laughs. She like gives me a hard time about it because I went through this period of time where I wanted to like be able to do impressions really well. And I'm not good at impressions. Like, spoiler alert, in case you're wondering, I'm not good at impressions. And so I went through this period of time where I wanted to like be able to speak like Patrick from SpongeBob. And let me tell you what never came together. I do not do a good Patrick impression. Hang on, let me think about this for a second. So this is Gone. We're definitely starting with a Gone. Into Electrostatic Discharge. And we're just going to end on the Comet Storm for like a billion. Heyo! Pal, you're frozen. It's one of my favorite lines from Marvel Rivals. Luna Snow says, pal, you're frozen when she hits somebody with an ice ball. Dude, the Patrick impression is not good at all. I mean, listen, I love you guys, so like I'll do it if you guys want me to, but I'm not. It is not like, and it's not even like when I say like I'm bad at something. I mean, like it is genuinely a bad impression. So it's Sigil of Conductivity, break the combat chain, amp with Volzar, and then it's Comet Storm for 10. All Patrick voice stream Okay. All right. Hang on. I'm trying to remember what I said when I started doing the impression. I'm trying to remember what I was doing. What was I saying? I don't know. We'll just lee. What's so bad about a dumb star? This hand seems insane. We just get to juice them, right? Like, this is crazy. It's blast, blink. Peak fab streaming, me pretending to be Patrick. Listen, I'm glad that you guys are here for like this nonsense because I enjoy doing goofy stuff like this. Gone in a flash for 4. We're supposed to cycle one of these, right? Like cycle the sigil of Solace, just to clarify, to try to end the game. That's really good. That's actually just insane. A new clip. A new clip for the Be Right Back. Oh man. Well, what we'll have to do is like during the drunk stream, I'll start doing the Patrick impersonation, and that's when you guys can like clip it, and that's when we'll add it to it. So like we just absolutely like juice this person, and I kind of feel bad for them, but like Oscilio is so much fun. We just turn 3 had the combo, right? Because we could have went sigil into play it again. Yeah, 17.75 across 5 turns is crazy. It's actually crazy. 2 more damage if you pitch sigil and shock to both sides of Comet Storm and Volzar. I pitched a yellow, right? To be able to play the 2-coster. I would have been able to pitch the Gone in a Flash with the red left. Oh, I mean, having the conductivity in play that turn made our Volzar free. So I think it was worth it, right? Because we definitely didn't have the resources to Volzar and do that. Well, I guess we did, right? Because the conductivity allowed us to play shock and then amp. But this also let us amp, right? Because we would have had to have pitched this. So it's the same. Well, we get one. We technically get. It's only 1 more point because of the shock. So the shock is worth 1 more point, but the amp value is the same as if we played the sigil of conductivity. I don't know, man. Every time we play this hero, I just have such a fun time playing this hero. Like, Oscilio's so much fun. Like, I don't know how you couldn't enjoy this. I will have to say, like, when it comes to like deck building, I really lean on Yudo for a lot of advice. So I'll probably like reach out to him and see if he's come up with any kind of like sauce. Let's see. Turn 3 had the combo and won by 15 life. I mean, yeah. So we went 3-2 tonight. We lost to a Mario. We lost to Mario round 1, like, which was like my warm-up game of coming back into the hero, and then we lost to a Prism. We won the game we went second, but I think that was more lucky draws than anything, and then we lost the game we went first. So, I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to go second against Prism and just try to juice him. Just try to juice him. Put him in the blender. The Blendini, as some might say. Not only does he build the decks, he actively experiments with different options. Oh, yo, Yudo is awesome, dude. I love Yudo. When it comes to deck building for Victor, I've often looked at what you've played. Thanks, Electrum. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. I wish the Gravy matchup was winnable. If I thought the Gravy matchup was winnable, I would genuinely play Victor. We can tech for the other bad matchups. Like, Arcane Compliance is good into Kano. Like, we have play into Verdance where we can, like, just try to run them over. I think we could do it. I do not think we can beat Gravy Bones, though, unless we're just, like, punching them in the face. Like, it'd have to be, like, Rouse, Outmuscle, and Zealous. I don't know. Midas's touch is actively bad into them. The go again package could be enough, right? We'd have to be on all 9 though, Kevin. Like, we'd have to be on all 9, which makes other matchups weird. I know you said that earlier, Josh, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, to be fair to Josh's point, like, I can play a lot of Oscilio over the next 30 days. Like, I've already drafted this set 17 times. I don't know that I need to... Like, I'm going to practice draft for Singapore, but I don't know that I need to, like, go crazy hard on draft like I did before Nationals. Like, we'll probably draft, like, once a week, and then the rest of it will just be what I'm testing. Like, we'll probably have a Victor stream because, like, if we can find a way to beat Gravy, I might find somebody who's been playing Gravy and have them on to see if there is a way that the 9 Go Again package cards are enough. I mean, dude, Yellow Zealous Belting? Okay, that's crazy. That's actually wild, Kevin. That's insane. Although, it's kind of hot though, right? It's kind of hot though. Yellow Zealous is kind of cool. Did we run Miller's Grindstone in that matchup? Probably, right? Probably. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I really like playing Oscilio, and unless I just don't feel comfortable on Oscilio, this is like probably what I'm going to play at Singapore. I love this freaking hero so much. Plus, I'm about to order all of like the like baby marvels is what Himmel called them this weekend when I was chatting with him about it. Like the Sigil of Lightning and Sigil of Conductivity, and even like the Sigil of Brilliance. They have like the like not like Marvel, but like the EA like baby marvels kind of thing. So I think I'm going to buy those. I'll probably buy those for the deck because I have a real problem. I have a serious problem. Anyway, I need foil Burn Bears, too. A lot of foils I need for this deck. Yeah. Oh, well. We'll see what happens. Anyway. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. Thanks for coming by and checking out while we did story time about US Nats. If you missed story time, jump back to the front of the VOD. You can catch everything. I break down my whole tournament. I break down mine and Curly's week in gambling. We talk about everything. So, also, if you have Nationals coming up over the next couple weeks, make sure you check out tomorrow's video. I am breaking down with pretty in-depth detail US Nat CC meta so you can know what to look for and how to move forward with some good numbers and percentages moving forward. So make sure you check that out. But no stream tomorrow. We got a video tomorrow. I will be back on Thursday. We'll be hanging out, jamming some games, probably playing Oscilio. Maybe we play Victor. I'll let y'all decide what we're going to play. But either way, we'll see what happens. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Take it easy, guys. Kyle requested 5 subs of water. Fucking weeb.